Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Give me a Yahoo up in the chat if I can be heard. Family blessings, abundant blessings. All praises to the ever-present creator, the all in all, that always was, is, and ever shall be, the great spirit, the mighty Yahweh, the great I am that I am. Good to see y'all in the building, baby. All praises. Y'all see the title, The Rules and Proceedings of the Second Resurrection and Higher. Yeah. We're going to talk our talk. Y'all know how we get down. We're going to talk our talk. We're going to drop this megaton bomb, bring out this gamma ray, shine this Ethereum light, hop off this fire ship, and get our people together, man. That's what we're here to do. You did, hey, regardless if you haters or lovers, it did create a gang in the building. I see the gang. Peace to the gang, man. Peace to the gang. You already know. Abundant blessings, the name of the great spirit, the ever-present creator, the all in all. All right. Simultaneously broadcasting on Honor and Humility and Creator Gang TV. Y'all like, y'all subscribe, y'all share. Y'all going over there and tap in with us on the Creator Gang TV YouTube channel. You dig? Let's go ahead and build that on up, man. We got so much information to share, so much light to give away. You dig? It's only right that we spread it everywhere. You dig? Shout out to the haters, y'all jackers and naysayers. Yeah. We love y'all too. Bless up. Shout out to all the mealy mouth Negroes, lip fumbling and side jawing out there. We love you too. Believe that. There ain't nothing but a conversation to be had. Much love. You did, but one thing we ain't gonna do is play with you. We on patty cake around here. This ain't the patty cake league. This ain't, sippy cup mode. Nah, punch you right in the mouth with the truth. Deal with it. And after you finish getting tired of getting your ass whooped, eventually you're gonna be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and duck that left hook and counter back. Now you raising up. Good to see y'all in the building. Shalom to all my family on Facebook. Shalom to all my YouTube family. Y'all tap in. I'm gonna share a little something with y'all before we get into the actual topic. Let me share this with y'all, man. I thought this was pretty amazing. I also got a debate coming up July 9th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll show that flyer later on. Matter of fact, I can show that right now since I'm right here. Let me show the flyer. Y'all can see what's going on. Y'all tap on in and support your brethren. Ain't nothing but love over this way. Let me go ahead and show this fly real quick. All right, there it is right there. Bang. All right. July 9th. Y'all should tap on in. It's going to be a good one. Championship Battle of the Saints. All right, of course, me, the ST Hell. You know what I mean? But right across the river, we got East St. For y'all that don't know, St. Louis, north, south, and west side of St. Louis is on the west side of the Mississippi River. East St. Louis is actually in Illinois. We cross that bridge when it get too late in St. Louis. We go get us some food, get us some liquor, or, some of the bros be at the shake joint. That's why all the strip clubs is there for anybody in St. Louis that visit strip clubs. More than likely, they across that water. They cross that Mississippi. So y'all see the actual title, the Holy Bible, verse OWASP, which one is better for our people, July 9th, 2023, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, only on the Source Debate League. Y'all tap in and holler at your boy. Holler at your brother. But if you already know how this is gonna turn out. You already know. Stop fighting against yourself. You already know your brother. And you already know how I come. Clip up. I ain't coming to play with Nam Negro about nothing. You dig? All right, so look, let me share this with y'all real quick. Let me share this with y'all. I thought this was pretty amazing. All right. And then once we're done with that, we can get into our topic at hand. All right. Let's go ahead and get this going. Abundant blessings to everybody in the chat. Whether you be friend or foe. Man. Much love. All right. Let's watch a little bit of this and then we're going to get into it. All right. This is a good one. I started watching this today. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat for you. That way you have it.
In the vast expanse of human history, few questions have captivated our collective curiosity as much as the enigma of the divine. Among the pantheon of gods and deities that have adorned the chronicles of human faith, one name resonates through the ages: Yahweh, the biblical God. But who is Yahweh? This question, simple in its asking, unravels a complex tapestry of theology, history, and human civilization. The Bible, a cornerstone of Abrahamic religions, presents us with a God who seemingly single-handedly orchestrates the creation of the universe: planets, stars, animals, plants, humans, and everything that exists. This being is often understood as the one and all-powerful God, the Father of all creation. However, a closer examination reveals a specific proper name recurring throughout the Bible: Yahweh. The name Yahweh, laden with centuries of interpretation and theological discourse, is not just a name, it is a window into the evolution of human understanding of the divine. A testament to our ceaseless quest to comprehend the cosmos and our place within it. It is a name that has been etched into the bedrock of our collective cultural memory, shaping civilizations, influencing cultures, and guiding the course of human history. The exploration of Yahweh is not merely an academic exercise, it is a journey into the heart of human civilization, a quest to unravel the threads of our shared past. It is a voyage that takes us back to the cradle of civilization, to the ancient Near East, where the name Yahweh likely originated. It is here that we begin to uncover a narrative that is as fascinating as it is complex. Interestingly, as we delve into the ancient Near East, we encounter the intriguing possibility that Yahweh could have been influenced or even originated from the Anunnaki, a group of deities in ancient Mesopotamian cultures. The Anunnaki are often associated with creation myths and were revered as gods in Sumerian, Akkadian, Assyrian, and Babylonian traditions. The exploration of these questions uncovers a forgotten layer of ancient story, one that reframes the whole narrative of human beginnings. It reveals that hidden in plain sight in the pages of Genesis is an even more ancient narrative, one that has been obscured from the public for centuries by mistaken translation and the dogmas of the Church. As we reach the culmination of our journey, we will seek to answer the question: who is Yahweh, the biblical God? The oldest mention of Yahweh was attributed to the Moabite stone, also known as the Mesha stele. This monumental stone was erected by King Mesha of Moab around 840 BCE to commemorate his triumph over Israel. Inscribed on the stele, Mesha recounts his victory and claims to have taken the sacred objects dedicated to Yahweh, the deity revered by the Israelites, and offered them to Chemosh, the chief god of Moab. These objects were likely taken from the temple of Yahweh in Samaria, the capital of Israel at that time. Discovered in 1868 in present-day Jordan and published in 1870, the Moabite stone created significant excitement as the first non-biblical inscription mentioning Yahweh. The stele recounted a similar event to the biblical narrative in 2 Kings 3, where Mesha, the Moabite king, rebels against Israel. However, a crucial difference emerged. The stele claimed a victory for Moab, while the Bible maintained that Israel was the triumphant party. The interpretation of the Yahweh reference further reinforced the notion that Yahweh was exclusively the God of the Israelites. Mesha boasted of seizing the vessels associated with the Israelite God as tribute to his own god, Chemosh. This view suggested that Yahweh was distinctively worshipped by the Israelites alone. In 1844, the archaeologist Carl Richard Lepsius excavated the ruins of the ancient city of Soleb in Nubia, meticulously documenting the site. However, no excavation took place during his investigation. In 1907, James Henry Breasted visited the site and captured photographs, but did not engage in any excavation either. It was not until 1957 that a team, led by archaeologist Michela Schiff-Giorgini, conducted extensive excavations at Soleb. During their work, they discovered a reference to a group referred to as the Shasu of Yahweh at the base of one of the temple's columns in the hypostyle hall. This temple had been constructed by Amenhotep III, who reigned from 1386 to 1353 BCE. The mention of Yahweh in association with the Shasu indicated that this god had been worshipped by another people long before the events described in biblical narratives were believed to have occurred. The Shasu, described by the Egyptians as Semitic nomads, often regarded as outlaws or bandits, were listed among Egypt's adversaries on the temple column at Soleb. Additionally, they were mentioned in an inscription from the reign of Ramesses II as enemies of the pharaoh during the Battle of Kadesh. Given the Shasu's nomadic nature, attempts have been made to link them with the Hebrews or the Habiru, a group of dissidents in the Levant. However, these claims have been refuted. The Shasu were not Hebrew, and the Habiru appeared to be Canaanites who resisted conforming to local customs rather than a distinct ethnic group. The discovery of Amenhotep III's reference to the Shasu of Yahweh pushed the origins of this god further back in history than previously believed, and also hinted that Yahweh might not have originated from Canaan. This supported the theory that Yahweh was a desert deity adopted by the Hebrews during their exodus from Egypt to Canaan. Some scholars interpreted the descriptions of Yahweh as a pillar of fire at night and a cloud during the day, as well as other fire-related imagery in the book of Exodus, as indicative of a storm or weather god. Moreover, Yahweh's ability to guide Moses to water sources, Exodus 17:6 and Numbers 20, further reinforced the notion of Yahweh as a desert god. Nonetheless, it is widely accepted in modern times that Yahweh initially emerged as a minor deity in the Canaanite pantheon, specifically in southern Canaan, and the Shasu, as nomads, likely adopted the worship of Yahweh during their time in the Levant. Recent scholarship has prompted a reinterpretation of the Moabite stone, revealing that the people of Moab also worshipped Yahweh. Consequently, Mesha's reference to taking the vessels of Yahweh to Chemosh likely meant that he considered them the rightful possessions of the Moabites, rather than the spoils of conquering Israel and their God. The word Yahweh is not just a name, but a linguistic artifact, a testament to the times and cultures that birthed it. It's a word that carries with it the echoes of ancient civilizations, their beliefs, their languages, and their understanding of the divine. The name Yahweh, as we've discovered, is deeply rooted in the ancient Semitic languages. It's a name that resonates with the linguistic patterns of the region, patterns that are echoed in the languages of the Canaanites, the Israelites, and the Arabs. The name Yahweh, in its original form, was likely pronounced differently, reflecting the phonetic nuances of these ancient tongues. The grammatical structure of Yahweh is intriguing. It's a name that seems to be intrinsically linked to the verb to be. This connection to the verb to be suggests a sense of being, of existence, that is inherent in the name Yahweh. The meaning of the name Yahweh has been interpreted as he who makes that which has been made, or he brings into existence whatever exists, though other interpretations have been offered by many scholars. In the late Middle Ages, Yahweh came to be changed to Jehovah by Christian monks, a name commonly in use today. However, the name Yahweh is not just about existence. It's also about passion, about commitment. The name Yahweh could be derived from the Arabic language, indicating a passion or a commitment of the deity towards his people. This interpretation aligns with the frequent references in the Bible to Yahweh as a jealous God. a God who is passionately committed to his people. The name Yahweh, therefore, is not just a name. It's a declaration of existence, a testament of commitment, a proclamation of divine passion. It's a name that encapsulates the essence of the deity it represents, a deity who is passionately committed to his people, a deity who exists, who is. From being a local deity of the Midianites, a tribe that traced its lineage back to Abraham, Yahweh transformed into the sole deity of the Israelites. This transformation is mirrored in the evolution of the name Yahweh, a name that began as a reflection of a local deity's commitment to his tribe and evolved into a declaration of the one true God's existence and commitment to his chosen people. The name of this supreme being was considered too holy to be spoken. As a result, the consonants YHWH were used to remind one to say the word Adonai, Lord, in place of the God's name. This practice of using epithets in referencing a deity was common throughout the Near East. However, the origins of Yahwism remain shrouded in mystery. Even the final edited form of Genesis 2, Kings in the Bible, presents diverse views on the matter. Some passages trace the worship of Yahweh back to the earliest days of the human race, while others trace the revelation and worship of Yahweh back to Moses. The character and power of Yahweh were codified following the Babylonian captivity of the 6th century BCE, and the Hebrew scriptures were canonized during the Second Temple period, approximately 515 BCE to 70 CE, to include the concept of a Messiah whom Yahweh would send to the Jewish people to lead and redeem them. Yahweh, as the all-powerful creator, preserver, and redeemer of the universe, was then later developed by the early Christians as their God who had sent his son Jesus as the promised Messiah, and Islam interpreted this same deity as Allah in their belief system. As the Iron Age dawned around 1200 to 930 BCE, the Israelites in Canaan sought to distinguish themselves from their neighbors. In a bid to consolidate political and military strength, they elevated Yahweh above El, the supreme deity, and claimed him as their own. Yahweh's association with the forge and with imagery of fire, smoke, and smiting made him a fitting deity of storms and war. His character transformed from a deity of transformation to one of conquest. El, often referred to as the supreme god in the Canaanite pantheon, was a deity of immense stature and reverence. His influence was widespread, and his name was synonymous with divinity itself. El was the epitome of wisdom, authority, and fatherhood, often depicted as an elderly figure with a flowing beard, seated on a throne. His realm was that of justice, kindness, and compassion, and he was often invoked for blessings of fertility and prosperity. Yahweh, on the other hand, emerged from a more obscure background. Initially a regional deity associated with the wilderness and stormy weather, Yahweh's influence grew over time, eventually permeating the entire Israelite society. His rise was not without contention, but his followers were steadfast, and Yahweh's prominence continued to grow. The relationship between Yahweh and El is a complex one, marked by both conflict and convergence. There are indications that Yahweh was initially considered a lesser deity in the pantheon that included El. However, as Yahweh's influence grew, so did his stature. The lines between the two deities began to blur, leading to a period of syncretism where characteristics and roles were shared or transferred. One of the most intriguing aspects of this relationship is the potential role reversal that occurred. As Yahweh's prominence rose, there are indications that he began to adopt some of the roles and characteristics traditionally associated with El. This is particularly evident in the depiction of Yahweh as a compassionate and just deity, roles that were traditionally associated with El. The convergence of Yahweh and El is also evident in the linguistic analysis of their names and titles. The name El is often used in the Hebrew Bible as a generic term for God, and it is also incorporated into the names of various characters and places, indicating its widespread usage and significance. Similarly, the name Yahweh also appears in various forms and combinations, further indicating a level of convergence between the two deities. However, this convergence was not without conflict. The rise of Yahweh led to a shift in the religious landscape, with a growing emphasis on monotheism. This shift was likely met with resistance from those who adhered to the traditional polytheistic beliefs, leading to a period of religious tension and conflict. Despite these conflicts, the eventual dominance of Yahweh is undeniable. Over time, Yahweh transitioned from a regional deity to the sole God of the Israelites. This transition was not just a simple replacement of one deity with another, but rather a complex process of religious evolution and transformation. This shift is evident in Israel's early poetry and narrative literature, where Yahweh is often portrayed as a militant figure. The Song of the Sea in Exodus 15, 1:18, and the Song of Deborah in Judges 5 are typical examples, praising Yahweh as the divine warrior who intervenes on behalf of his followers. It's suggested that Yahweh's status as the national god was primarily established in connection with Israel's wars. During times of peace, the tribes would have depended heavily on Baal in his various local forms to ensure fertility. But when they came together to wage war against their common enemies, they would have turned to Yahweh, the divine warrior who could provide victory. The image of Yahweh as warrior is prevalent throughout the Hebrew Scriptures, which later became the Christian Old Testament. Warrior imagery is also apparent in passages in the New Testament, which drew on the earlier works. In the early days of Israel, Yahweh was perceived as a warrior storm god, a deity of power and might who was deeply connected to the natural elements. This image of Yahweh was likely influenced by the surrounding Canaanite religions, which also worshipped storm gods. The Israelites, living in a region prone to violent weather phenomena, would naturally gravitate towards a deity that embodied these powerful forces. This practice evolved into worship of deities such as El, Asherah, Baal, Utu Shamash, and Yahweh, among others. In the early days of the Israelites in Canaan, the people practiced a form of ancestor worship, venerating the god of the father, or the god of the house, in addition to paying homage to their earthly ancestors. However, the worship of Yahweh was not confined to his storm god aspect. As the Israelites interacted with neighboring cultures and their religious practices, Yahweh's image began to evolve. He was increasingly seen as a god of fertility and abundance, a protector of the people, and a dispenser of justice. This shift in perception was likely influenced by the Canaanite fertility goddess Asherah, who was popular among the Israelites. Despite the popularity of Asherah, there was a significant theological controversy surrounding her worship. The Israelites, particularly those in the southern kingdom of Judah, were increasingly moving towards monotheism, and the worship of Asherah was seen as a threat to this emerging belief system. The Israelite prophets, such as Elijah, vehemently opposed the worship of Asherah and other Canaanite deities, leading to violent conflicts and the eventual suppression of Asherah's cult. The worship of Yahweh in ancient Israel was also influenced by the political landscape of the time. The northern kingdom of Israel was more affluent and open to syncretism, incorporating elements from various religions into their worship of Yahweh. However, this practice was heavily criticized by the southern kingdom of Judah, which was moving towards an exclusive worship of Yahweh. The destruction of the northern kingdom by the Assyrians in 722 BCE marked a significant turning point in the worship of Yahweh. The refugees from the north were absorbed into the southern kingdom, bringing with them their syncretic religious practices. This influx of northern influences likely contributed to the further evolution of Yahweh's image and the development of unique Israelite religious practices. As the Israelites developed their community in Canaan, They sought to distance themselves from their neighbors and elevated Yahweh above the traditional Canaanite supreme deity El. However, they did not embrace monotheism at this time. The Israelites remained a henotheistic people through the time of the Judges and throughout the time of the Kingdom of Israel, approximately 1080 to 722 BCE. In 931 BCE, following the death of Solomon, the kingdom split in two and a new political entity, the Kingdom of Judah with its capital at Jerusalem, emerged in the south. The Kingdom of Judah, nestled in the southern part of the land of Canaan, was a place where the worship of Yahweh was deeply entrenched in the fabric of society. Here, Yahweh was not just a deity to be revered. He was the cornerstone of their identity, the divine guarantor of their destiny. The Judahites saw themselves as the chosen people of Yahweh, and this belief shaped their religious practices, their political decisions, and their cultural expressions. In Judah, Yahweh was perceived as a warrior god, a protector who would defend his people against their enemies. This image of Yahweh was likely influenced by the tumultuous times in which the Kingdom of Judah found itself. Surrounded by powerful empires and often caught in the crossfire of their conflicts, the Judahites looked to Yahweh for protection and deliverance. This belief in Yahweh's protective power was not just a spiritual conviction. It was a tangible reality that shaped their military strategies, their diplomatic relations, and their internal policies. The worship of Yahweh in Judah was not just a matter of personal faith. It was a state-sponsored activity. The kings of Judah, starting from David and Solomon, were seen as the earthly representatives of Yahweh. They were believed to be anointed by Yahweh himself to rule over his people. This divine endorsement gave them not just political authority, but also religious authority. They were the custodians of the Yahwistic faith, responsible for maintaining the purity of its practices and upholding its principles. However, the relationship between Yahweh and the kings of Judah was not always harmonious. There were times when the kings, swayed by political expediency or personal ambition, deviated from the path of Yahwistic faith. They introduced foreign gods into the religious landscape of Judah, allowed syncretistic practices to creep into the worship of Yahweh, and even persecuted the prophets who dared to speak against their actions. These deviations were seen as acts of apostasy, betrayals of Yahweh that invited divine punishment. In the midst of these religious upheavals, the prophets emerged as the conscience of Judah. They were the voice of Yahweh, calling the people back to the true worship of their God. They denounced the idolatrous practices, condemned the social injustices, and warned of the dire consequences of abandoning Yahweh. Their words were not always welcome, but they were necessary. They were the beacon that guided the people of Judah back to Yahweh whenever they strayed from him. The worship of Yahweh in Judah was not a static phenomenon. It was a dynamic process that evolved over time. It was shaped by the historical experiences of the people, the theological reflections of the prophets, and the political decisions of the kings. It was a faith that was deeply rooted in the past, yet constantly adapting to the present. It was a faith that was fiercely monotheistic, yet open to the influences of the surrounding cultures. It was a faith that was profoundly personal, yet inextricably linked to the collective identity of the people. In the end, the worship of Yahweh in Judah was not just about the reverence of a deity. It was about the pursuit of a divine vision. It was about the quest for a society where justice prevailed, where righteousness was upheld, and where the divine and the human were in harmonious relationship. It was about the dream of a kingdom where Yahweh reigned supreme, not just in the religious sphere, but in every aspect of life. The kingdoms of Israel and Judah periodically warred or allied with each other until 722 BCE, when the Assyrians destroyed Israel and deported the inhabitants. Judah was able to withstand the Assyrian military campaigns, but only by paying tribute to Assyria. The Assyrian Empire fell to an invading force of Babylonians, Medes, and others in 612 BCE, and the Babylonians claimed the region of Canaan. In 598 BCE, they invaded Judah and sacked Jerusalem, destroying the Temple of Solomon and taking the leading citizens back to Babylon. This is the time in Jewish history known as the Babylonian captivity. Babylon was conquered by Cyrus the Great of the Persians, who allowed the Jewish leaders to return to their homeland in 538 BCE. During the Second Temple period, approximately 515 BCE to 70 CE, Judaism was revised, the Torah canonized, and a new understanding of the divine established, which today is known as monotheism, the belief in a single deity. At this time, scholars have established the older works, which eventually became the Hebrew Scriptures, were revised to reflect a monotheistic belief system among the Israelites far earlier than was actually practiced. In this polytheistic milieu, Yahweh was initially one among many. His domain was the wilderness and the storms, and his followers were likely a nomadic group who sought his protection and guidance. But as we have seen, Yahweh's influence and stature grew over time, eventually leading to his dominance in the Israelite religious landscape. However, this transition was not a straightforward or linear process. It was a complex and dynamic evolution marked by cultural exchanges, theological debates, and socio-political changes. The early Israelites lived in close proximity to other cultures and civilizations, and their religious beliefs and practices were undoubtedly influenced by these interactions. The Canaanites, for instance, had a rich and complex pantheon of gods and goddesses, with El as the supreme deity. The influence of the Canaanite religion on the early Israelite beliefs is evident in various aspects, including the use of the name El as a generic term for God in the Hebrew Bible. However, despite these influences, the Israelites maintained a distinct identity and belief system. They recognized Yahweh as their God, and their relationship with him was marked by a unique covenantal bond. This bond was not just a religious contract, but a defining feature of their communal and individual identities. And this is because we need to consider an important transformation regarding the name of Yahweh, which until now we have only touched upon but have not delved into. The fact that the name of Yahweh did not transition directly from polytheism to monotheism. Before that, it was revered within the context of henotheism. In the early days of the Israelite civilization, polytheism was the norm. The Israelites, like their Canaanite neighbors, worshipped a pantheon of gods, each with their unique domains and responsibilities. Yahweh, in this context, was one among many, albeit a significant one. However, as the Israelite society evolved, so did their religious beliefs. The shift from polytheism to henotheism marked a significant turning point in the Israelites' spiritual journey. Henotheism, a term coined by the renowned scholar Max Muller, refers to the worship of a single God while not denying the existence or possible worship of other deities. In the context of ancient Israel, this meant that while the Israelites acknowledged the existence of other gods, they chose to worship Yahweh exclusively. This shift was not abrupt, but rather a gradual process influenced by various socio-political factors. The Israelites' transition to henotheism can be traced back to their interactions with neighboring civilizations. As they came into contact with different cultures and religious practices, the Israelites began to question their polytheistic beliefs. The worship of multiple gods, each with their distinct domains, seemed increasingly chaotic and disorganized. In contrast, the concept of a single supreme deity offered a sense of order and unity. Yahweh, with his strong association with the Israelites and his growing prominence in their religious practices, naturally emerged as the chosen deity. The Israelites began to view Yahweh not just as their God, but as the supreme God, superior to all others. This marked the beginning of their transition to henotheism. However, this shift was not without its challenges. The Israelites had to reconcile their new belief in Yahweh's supremacy with their traditional polytheistic practices. This led to a unique blend of beliefs and practices. While Yahweh was revered as the supreme God, elements of polytheism persisted. For instance, the Israelites continued to acknowledge the existence of other gods, albeit in a diminished capacity. And that leads us to an important question. How does a God like Yahweh, a warrior god, just one among many others worshipped in those regions, become the only one and true God? In the ancient texts and inscriptions, we find intriguing clues that hint at this transformation. The ancient Israelites, who once revered a pantheon of deities, gradually began to focus their worship on Yahweh. This shift was not abrupt, but a gradual process that unfolded over centuries. When we delve deeper into the gradual process and transformation, we find evidence of alterations in the sacred texts. There were attempts to suppress the earlier beliefs, to erase the traces of the past. One such instance is found in the ancient texts where Asherah, a goddess who was once revered alongside Yahweh, was systematically removed from the religious narrative. The texts that once referred to Asherah as the consort of Yahweh were altered, reducing her to a mere sacred pillar or a wooden image. Yet the original texts tell a different story. In Deuteronomy 33, we find a passage that speaks of Yahweh coming from Sinai, accompanied by a divine presence. The original Hebrew text suggests that this divine presence was none other than Asherah. This revelation, though suppressed in later texts, provides a glimpse into the henotheistic beliefs of the ancient Israelites, and more than that, give us an attestation of the polytheistic structure of the biblical records and scriptures. Later in history, the monotheism of the Hebrew scriptures would be appropriated by the adherents of Christianity, who would continue veneration of Yahweh, eventually known as Jehovah, by Christian monks, and is commonly used today. The character and power of Yahweh were codified following the Babylonian captivity of the 6th century BCE, and the Hebrew scriptures were canonized during the Second Temple period, approximately 515 BCE to 70 CE, to include the concept of a Messiah whom Yahweh would send to the Jewish people to lead and redeem them. Yahweh as the all-powerful creator, preserver, and redeemer of the universe was then later developed by the early Christians as their God, who had sent his son Jesus as the promised Messiah, and Islam interpreted this same deity as Allah in their belief system. And finally, after the entire historical and theological journey we have undertaken, an important question concludes our journey in this video. Why do we venerate this biblical entity, forged in the depths of history, as a singular God? Why do we, as a society, continue to offer thanks, seek favors, and sing praises to this God? Perhaps we need courage to dive deeper within ourselves and understand who or what the gods are that hide behind the so-called sacred scriptures. This topic is essential for those who want to study in depth, and not superficially, the subject of the Anunnaki and the theory of ancient aliens. Understanding that Yahweh was never a single God, but was transformed into a single God throughout history, is fundamental for observing the extraterrestrial influence on the development of our civilization.
Oh, way, oh, way, oh, way. Yeah. You know, we had to go ahead and, start off with an appetizer real quick. Get y'all going. Let me go ahead and post a link for that video we just watched in the chat. It's called From Anunnaki to the Biblical Yahweh, tracing the path of the only God. I watched it earlier this morning. Was like, wow, okay. They dropping a few bombs in there. So big over here, we profess Creator. So it's important to understand the character of the Creator. You feel me? And not to be duped by these false deities and gods. Because make no mistake about it, Israel definitely, and that's all in the Bible. That's all in the Torah. That's all in the Tanakh. Is evidence of it all. Look, Baal is the name of prophets and places, nigga, and a god. And you talking about prophets who are supposed to be dedicated to who we call Yahweh or Yahuwah. Or a lot of these cats got Baal on their names. It's the name of sacred cities in the Bible. It's crazy. You dig? So there's an amalgamation going on that a lot of people don't want to talk about. You want to talk about the amalgamation, the blending of character. You know what I mean? The blending of character. Let me show y'all this. I actually had this book right here. Let me show y'all this, man. Abundant blessings to all in the chat. Bless up, bless up. Bless up, bless up. Let me show this and show y'all this. I actually had this book. I just got to dig it out. So I decided to pull up a picture of it so y'all can go ahead and see. We're going to read some of this right here. All right, to back up the video, I actually have this book right here. All right, Yahweh and the Gods and Goddesses, Yahweh and the Gods and Goddesses of Canaan by John Day. All right. It's on Amazon. Let's look inside. Please. Don't play with it. What's going on? I was going to try to read the back of this deal. Hold on, let me zoom down. It ain't letting me zoom down. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let me go back. All right, cool. Let's read this. All right, again, y'all look that up on Amazon. Yeah, that's about right. It's about $100. I ended up getting it about 4 years ago. Yep, and it was right around I believe it was north of 60. You know what I mean? So check this out though. Again, Yahweh and the Gods and Goddesses of Canaan, the Library of Hebrew Bible / Old Testament Studies, 265 paperback, came out December 1st, 2002 by author John Day. All right. This masterly book is the climax of over 25 years of study of the impact of Canaanite religion and mythology on ancient Israel and the Old Testament. Meaning your Tanakh. Meaning your Torah portions. Man, look at this. It is John Day's magnum opus in which he sets forth all his main arguments and conclusions on the subject. The work considers in detail the relationship, between Yahweh and the various gods and goddesses of Canaan, including the leading gods, El and Baal. Who in the chat said Uncle Baal earlier in the Creative Gang chat, man? Had me hollering. This nigga Baal, man. Look, man, look. He's an old god. You know, he been put out the earth. You know, that's why you don't see worshipers of Baal no more, like outside with it, is what I'm saying. You dig? But quite ironic that El and Baal, even in your Bible at times, you dig, have been confused for Yahweh. That's why you must know the character of your creator. If you don't, you can be deceived easy with a name. What is we even talking about here? And shout out to my brother Dreadful Cosmon. You heard Dreadful Cosmon said name should match character. Your name should match your character. But an evil angel can appear in any name. Pump faking, and here you go getting all giddy in the knees. You dig? Not realizing, look, man, you being played with. You being played like a fiddle. Look at this. It says right here, including the leading gods El and Baal, the great goddess Asherah or Astarte and Anat or Ashtoreth, astral deity, sun, moon, and Lucifer. Wow. Lucifer is an astral deity. And underworld deities, Mot. Yeah, because that's how you say death in Hebrew. Mot. That's crazy. Mot, Resheph, Molech, and Rephaim. So those are the underworld deities. They assesses both what Yahwism assimilated from these deities and what it came to reject. More generally, he discusses the impact of Canaanite polytheism on ancient Israel and how monotheism was eventually achieved. It's a good book, great read. You know what I mean? If you want to get some history into it, behind it, you'll start seeing certain things like, dang, okay, that's why at times as many places in the Bible named Baal, as many prophets and children of prophets with Baal, or trip off this, y'all, with El at the bottom of their name or back of their name, El. Or Elohim is the plural form of El. You feel me? So we can't act like if El and Baal are Canaanite gods, and that's all in our language, in our towns, and even in what we're naming our children, then we got to stop acting as if Hebrew culture ain't amalgamated. It ain't a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff. It's in your language. It's in your language. Even your Hebrew is Phoenician. Phoenician Hebrew. This ain't no game around here. So y'all check that out. You know what I mean? Even what they call Paleo Hebrew is Phoenician. This ain't a game. What you know, man? You think we playing games around here, huh? Think we playing games around here? Man, all you guys, man, look, it's real easy. Real easy. Right? It's where you get phonetics from and all that. Phoenician Hebrew. All you gotta do, man. All the scholars will tell you this. You know what I mean? Like it's people that really study this thing for real. You know what I mean? They get down, get down. Man, what is we even talking about here, man? Ain't nothing. We ain't talking about nothing. It's just a whole bunch of emotion. Let me show this too. So we got to stop acting like it ain't an amalgamation and like the brothers and sisters over here losing our minds. You brothers and sisters done lost the light. How? How? What is you saying when El and Baal are gods of Canaan? We do. All of us know that. It's all in your talk. Look at this. It's an amalgamation. And if that's what it is, it's okay. Why wouldn't it be that? Why wouldn't it be that? Look how close you was in proximity. This right here is the descendants, y'all. These languages come from the Phoenician alphabet. Phoenician, and then later on Canaan. This ain't lick your finger scholarship. We right to it. Rapid fire. What is we even talking about? The proto-Sinaitic? Dealing with the hieroglyphics and all that? Or would they not the Paleo Hebrew, but the hieroglyphic Hebrew, basically. The pictures. It's called proto-Sinaitic. That comes from the Phoenician. Look at this. Look what the Phoenician look like. Look at this. Look at the Phoenician and the old Hebrew. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's the same language. Phoenician and Hebrew is the same. Aramaic, then you get your Greek, Latin, English. English is a descendant of Phoenician. And so is Hebrew. Look at that. It's the same language. Like, it ain't a game to be played, man. It's all in your talk. All the name of some of your prophets, the name of some of their children, either got El or Baal. The name of some of your towns, Baal. So we got to stop acting crazy if it's there ain't been some type of amalgamation. Yes, there has. Yes, there has. Watch this. Let's get into some of this real quick. And we'll get into our lesson. Well, you just throwing a few things around there, you know, man, just to back up what we just was, because some people will be so peon and understanding. They'll be like, oh man, that was a video. But then we come, okay, we double back with a cat that wrote the book, John Day, Yahweh and the gods and goddesses of Canaan. Then read the description like, it's an obvious amalgamation going on. Then we pull up the Phoenician, the descendants of the Phoenician alphabet, and what we get? What we get? Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, that Negro, Lashawan Quadash. That brother's like, man, that's Phoenician or Canaanite, meaning they was already speaking. Canaanites were already speaking their language when Abraham came into the land. Abraham's language was something totally different. He was from back further east. The Hebrew is Phoenician or Canaanite. They was already speaking and writing that by the time Abraham got there. See, you want to deal with history? What are we talking about? If we gonna deal with it, you got to deal with it straight up and be real with yourself. Look at this right here. Let me show y'all something, man. And a game to be played. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right here, bang. Gnostic knowledge. I like that comment. I'm gonna show y'all something too. I'm gonna show y'all something right in Hebrew. If any of y'all know how to read the Hebrew a little bit, you can witness what I'm about to pull up and say Malaki ain't lying. You know what I mean? You'll be able to witness it if you know how to look at it. And then all we got to do, not move the letters around, but move the diacritic marks, the vowel points. If I keep this word the same way when Yahweh is announcing himself, there's a word right before that. If I keep the letters in the same order and everything and just move the vowel points around, it's going to blow your mind how Yahweh introduced himself. You're going to be like, good night, boy. Good night. What are the odds? That's what I'm saying. Like once so many things start happening back to back, then you got to call a spade, man. You got to be real with yourself. So, yeah, I'm gonna show y'all something after I navigate through here real quick. All right, about how Yahweh introduces himself and that connection to what we call who they call Anunnaki today. You know what I mean? For those who up on the WASPy though, we already know the Anunnaki are basically Anu, Hasaj, Anubis, and Osiris. You know what I mean? These niggas was cooking these false tales and all that. You dig? Going back well over 6,000 years ago. They start cooking these tales that we so love today. You know what I mean? But we're getting to that. But look, this right here is Hosea, the 2nd chapter. All right. I want to show y'all this. Just more to back up what we just was reading and listening to. There is a Canaanite or Phoenician influence all throughout the Israelite culture. Ain't nothing you got original, not your fringes, not your circumcision. You know what I mean? And it's all good. It's all I'm saying. It's just like today. Today, hip hop is a culture, right? And it got from hip hop, you got gangsters in China, Crips in China. You know what I mean? So it's natural that because man is impressed on by things that are outside of it. So you naturally, if you're around different cultures, you naturally are going to borrow from different cultures. You live around them. See, Israel, we got to stop acting as if we just, we holy because of our laws. Nigga, what laws is you even talking about? Are we holy because of our fringes? What fringes? Are we holy because of our language? What language is you even talking about? We got to come up off that and stop being so pompous and proud around here. Huh? And then you bump into a scholar or somebody that really know what they talk about and boy, he so eloquently humble your ass. There ain't nothing you talking about original. But even okay, it's okay. You understand? That's what I'm saying. What we're saying is take all the bragging and all that up off the table. Nothing that makes you set apart is exclusive to you. It was cultures around speaking your language, wearing your fringes, getting circumcised way before you even was around. I say something wrong? You just gotta be real with yourself, man. You dig? Now watch this. Hosea 2:14. All right. Therefore, the restoration of Israel. All right. Now, this is a prophecy. This is a prophecy. Okay. This has not happened yet. So all those who profess to be an Israelite or whatever, they are waiting on this to be fulfilled. The restoring or the restoration of Israel. Therefore, behold, I will allure her. The her is supposed to be Israel. All right. The nation, the chosen nation of God. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her, Israel, into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. Well, the reason why we saying, well, this has to be something that is supposed to go down in the future is because Hosea lived after the fact that we came out of Egypt and went into the wilderness. So he's talking about a whole nother type of wilderness. All right. And speak comfortably unto her. And remember, this is a whole nation, just like it was a nation in the wilderness. Look at this, verse 15. And I will give her, Israel, her vineyards from thence. From where? In the wilderness. In other words, the place of that's deprived of life will miraculously be made a place sustainable, or made a place that can sustain a whole nation. And I will give her her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. So again, this is supposed to be something that goes down in the future. Look at this. And it shall be at that day, saith the Yahweh, saith the Lord. The Lord is Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Baali. Let me go ahead and get some definitions popping around there. Hold on. For the concordance in this deal. I should be able to just click on the concordance, bing, bing, bang, and the numbers pop up, right? Yep, bang. Now look at this. It says right here. All right. In this day, when Israel is gathered into the wilderness, and she's given her vineyards in the wilderness, or a desert place, a place that's depleted of anything that can sustain life, will miraculously be able to sustain life. And it says in that day, what day? When Israel is restored, starting with its redemption in the wilderness, saith the Lord. Who is the Lord? Get into it, man. Be real with yourself.
Strong's H 3068. Yehovah. Yehovah.
Yahovah, or Yahweh. If you know how to read the modern Hebrew or whatever, yes, that's the yod, that small 7 that's hanging up in the air. That's the yod that makes the Yah, the Y sound, Yah. All right, Hebrew is read from right to left. All right. Next to the yod, you got the hey. It makes the ha, the hey sound, or the H sound. Next to that is the wa. It makes the wa sound. You hear people using this for a V sometimes, though. Why you hear Jehovah, Yahavah, Yahweh, whatever, and then you got another ha or hey. All right, Yahweh. You hear Yahweh. You can get Yahuwah. Look, you can get all of it out of this right here. All right, anything that has to do with vowels are these little markings under the letters and above it. You see that dot above this third letter, this Y? All right, that makes a certain sound. You see this T underneath this third letter right here? That makes a certain sound. You see these 2 dots stacked? That makes a certain sound. Okay? Right? So the dots and the symbols around the word is what makes the vowels. Okay? Now watch this. So, Lord, God, Jehovah, variant. Jehovah, the existing one, the proper name of the one true God, unpronounced except with the vowel points of H136. Self-existent or eternal, Jehovah, Jewish national name of God, Jehovah, The Lord compared to age 30, 50, and all that. All right, so let's go back. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh, Yahweh, Jehovah, that you shall call me Ishi. Ishi. Meaning what? Let's see. You should call me man. Right, ish, and yeah. But when you got Ishi, so my man or my husband, you know what I mean? So according to what we read, he's saying, the day gonna come when you are gonna accept me as your husband, basically. You're gonna go into covenant with God, all right, or Yahweh. Look at this, all right. Now watch this. It says man, male, in contrast to woman, female, husband, human being, a person, human being, a person, servant, mankind, champion, great warrior, whosoever each. All right, so according to what we read, Israel is the day, in that day when Israel is restored, Israel will no longer be calling Yahweh a certain thing, but be calling him Ishi, which means man. That's funny to me. Man, male, husband. All right. Thou shalt call me Ishi, or my husband, or my man, because Israel is considered a she or a bride, right? And shall call me no more who? What does that say? Baali or Baal. Oh man. Now, if this is a prophecy that has not yet happened, Israel, then that means Baal, Uncle Baal, is still in your mouth. It's prophecy and it ain't happened. And well, if that's the case, and you ain't been restored, well, Yahweh just said, in the day you're restored, you will no more call him Uncle Baal. And since this prophecy has not happened according to every Israelite breathing oxygen on this planet, then it's safe to say that who are you worshiping then? Because until Yahweh restore you, Uncle Ball's still in your mind. Look at this. Baali, my Lord. Y'all see this? So you, in that day, when you delivered or restored, you're going to call Yahweh or Yahweh my man or my husband, symbolizing you're in a covenant with him. And you will no longer be calling him my Lord or my Baal, but it's Baal, a deity in the northern kingdom, variation of the name Baal. You see this? That's crazy, boy. So we can't act like the video we watched in the beginning is irrelevant because you in your feelings. All right, we went and quoted a scholar, John Day, Yahweh and the gods and goddesses of Canaan. We went and pulled up the Phoenician Hebrew, or the old Phoenician Canaanite language that the Hebrew you have today is a descendant of. Now we into the Bible. And according to the prophecy that has not yet happened, according to that, is when Yahweh restores Israel, is when the names of Baal will be destroyed out of Israel's mouth. Now, you ain't running around saying Baal, but you are saying my Lord. All right, now I know it's deeper than names and all that, but this simply means that, well, you must still be serving Baal in action. If this is a prophecy that has not came true yet, and it hasn't, because Israel has not been restored and pulled into the wilderness, and you know, and the wilderness made a place that can do more than sustain a whole nation. Then is when you're gonna go into covenant with Yahweh according to the biblical narrative. Then is when you go into covenant with Yahweh or Yahweh. And then is when the name of Baal is destroyed out of your mouth. So that means, Israel, since the prophecy has not happened to this day, you are in covenant with who? Who is Israel in covenant with to this day if this prophecy has not been fulfilled? If you understand, type the answer in the chat. If you get some understanding, give me a 1 up in the chat. If you know the answer to what I just asked you, drop it in the chat. Bless up, bless up, bless up. All right? I'm going to explain it to you. I ain't going to make it hard to understand. I ain't going to make it hard to understand. Look at this. Next verse. Verse 17. I ain't going to make it hard for you to understand. I ain't going to leave you cliff hanging, none of that. All right? Yeah, that means Israel to this day is still worshiping Uncle Ball. Man, that sounds crazy. I think that was Carol P dropped in the chat earlier, man. Yeah, you still, so it's the Israelites not even knowing it, man. We so judgmental too. I identify as an Israelite. It's what it is over here. You dig? So if anybody can speak about being an Israelite, I can. Cause what nobody got to say about it. You know what I mean? Like I've been teaching in Israel since 2005. So yeah, we proud about a lot of stuff that we are not exclusive to. Yeah, if the prophecy has not happened, right, then that means until this very day, Israel is in covenant with and worships Baal under the Lord. And we think and look about this, and we think we talking about the Creator. No, 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 no. No, would you like a peppermint? Boy, your breath stinks. Stop it. You know good and well that ain't the Creator. That boy ain't passed you a gumbo pot of gods. Man, they've been playing with us, man. We've been getting fiddled and played with for a long time, man. Long time, man. Me, myself, I'm tired. I'm good. I'm good. Look at this. For I will take away the names of who? Baalim. So now that's plural. Now you know there's a pantheon of balls. Uncle Ball and his whole little band of misfit little G's. Little gods. For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth. Hers Israel. Israelites. I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And they shall no more be remembered by their name. Do y'all hear this? Baalim. Let's look on that thing. Mally, you're making this stuff up, Malaki. I hear all the Millie mouthing. All right. Come on, man. Look, I even slow it down. I'm going to make it make sense. Right? But you just got to come up off your high horse, Jack. That's it. Let go. It's okay. We all been had. We all been bamboozled. I was pissed off at first, too. Still pissed off, to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? But eventually, you got to call a spade a spade. You're going to come to a point in your life as a man or as a woman where you ain't with the pump faking. Nah, something going on here. Why are we acting like something ain't going on? See, that's the first sign you in some bullshit when you can't be honest with yourself and honest with those around you. Hey, look, y'all ain't see that? You ain't heard that? You ain't heard what he said? You dig? Here you go, so devoted. Huh? Like you got front row on the next fire ship that they're seeing around her. You don't know what the hell is going on. A lot of our people don't. So Baalim goes back to who? Baal. Who the hell is Baal? Baal, Baalim, Lord, supreme male divinity. Oh my God. A supreme male divinity of the Phoenicians or Canaanites. Reubenite. Wow. So Israelites from the tribe of Reuben named their son after the Phoenician or Canaanite deity of Baal. What are we even talking about here? Look at this. The son of Jehiel and grandfather of who? Saul. A town of who? Simeon. They naming the towns after the God. Here you go thinking Israelite culture is so holy, man. Look, stop it, man. Look, shut up and sit down. You don't know what you're talking about. Slow down and get into the history and slow down and really go back over them scriptures and then start asking the right questions. And why it seem everything that we say that we set apart for seem like it, other cultures had already been doing it. What's really going on here? A town of Simeon, probably identical to who? Baal Off Beer. Wow. Wow. Look at Uncle Ball. This shit is crazy, man. You know what I mean? It'd be different if we just threw something out there and didn't come with nothing to back it up, man. You did. Come on home, man. Creator's marvelous. And most of y'all believe you're serving Creator until we start exposing a little bit of it. Right? But the beautiful thing is, look, Creator is ever present. Creator's right there. Remove the idols out of your heart. Remove a fearful heart. Your Creator ain't nothing but love, man. Nothing but love and power. Wisdom and glory. You dig? Look at this right here. It says Baal, the same as H1167 Baal, a Phoenician deity. See, the Creator is not a deity. There, the first clue is right there. You dig? The Creator is not a deity. That's the first tip off. A Phoenician deity, Baal, plural, Baalim. Numbers 22:41. Bimot, Baal, poetry, Balaam, Baal, Peor. All these different spots, man. It goes in the other spots. You see? It's an amalgamation. Hebrew culture is an amalgamation, right? But see, when we say that, you don't want to take it a step further. What about the Hebrew God then? The Hebrew God, an amalgamation of other gods. Are you really in service to the Creator? And if you're not, wouldn't you want to know? Wouldn't you want to know? Let's read a little bit more. Verse 18, and in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field. Them is the Israelites with the beasts of the field, right? The animal kingdom. And with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them all them to lie down safely. Who are them? The man and the animal kingdom will lie down safely. All weapons of war will be destroyed out of the earth. Your killing instruments destroyed out of the earth. Again, this is more proof that this prophecy has not happened. You see? So since it hasn't happened, that means you're still in worship if you are full-fledged in Israelite culture. I mean, some of you mealy-mouth Negroes won't even talk to your brothers unless they got on fringes on a Kmart shirt. I'm like, boy, you boys, and look, I got you. Trust me, I've been around a long time, so I got plenty of clothes. I know. But how do you get there to judge the next brother or sister because they ain't dressed apart or dressed up to speed like you? Most of us live in the real world, Jack. It's feet to the streets. We got to get up and go. Got no time to make sure your emotional barometer, we don't offend you because we don't got on some fringes. That's real life out here, Jack. Some of these mealy-mouth Negroes won't talk to you because you ain't got on no damn fringes. But the law says put them on a garment. What is a garment according to the Bible? It ain't no Kmart shirt. It ain't no Levi jeans. It ain't no Wranglers. A garment is a specific type of clothing. You know what I mean? garment, a robe. That's what they had them fringes hanging off of. You niggas done went to Kmart and got a shirt and think you keeping law. You see? Stop it, man. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth and will make them lie down safely. So this shows you there will be no weapons of death in the earth. So there won't be killing of man or beast. No, this ain't been fulfilled. And I will betroth thee unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. There it is right there. So that ain't happened. And since that ain't happened, y'all, that means the names of Baal, Uncle Ball and his crew, the Baalim, is still in your mind. You know what I mean? Clean yourself up and come on back to Creator, man. Creator take you today how you are and raise you on up. But you got to come wholeheartedly. Okay? Y'all get some understanding. Give me a 2 up in the chat. Bless up. Let's bless up. Let's jump on back. I want to go to Amos too. Amos is a good one. Amos is a good one. And I realized something. A lot of times in this Amos, we start down too far. We need to jump back. So we need to jump back. All right. Oof. Man, this is crazy. All right, I'm gonna start up here. No. I'm just gonna jump down, man. I got too much explaining on that. Now I'm starting verse 20. We can do it like that. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Probably, man. All right, Amos 5 and 16. Therefore, the Lord, now we know the Lord according to the concordance is Yahweh or Yahweh or Yahovah or Yahuwah. I ain't over here fighting over names nor pronunciation. I look for character. I look for the message. That's how I know. You understand? The rest of it, other than that, you can be duped, tripping off of pronunciation and hating your people because they pronounce the name different than you. Or they use vowels in their Hebrew. You see how petty we done become? Sit your ass down somewhere. Hating your brother because he look at something different or ain't dressed up like you, talk like you, see things different than you. Here you go hating. Therefore, Yahweh, the God of hosts, the Master saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets. And they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as are skillful lamentation to wailing. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through this, I will pass through thee, I will pass through thee, saith Yahweh, Yahweh. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness. The day of Yahweh is darkness. Wow. The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. Wow. For those that study YHWH'S, we know that's backwards. That's backwards. Huh? Creator sent his high-raised sons and daughters, boy, light so blinding, boy, you be begging for them to turn the light down. What you mean ain't no light? Who are we really talking about? But that's another topic. Look at this right here. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh, the day of Yahweh, be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? Look at this. I despise your feast days. Now hold on. I despise your feast days. Whose feast days? And I would not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fatted beasts. Look at this. And the offerings, especially the burnt offerings, y'all, those are sin offerings. Or, you know, most of the brothers be like, well, the reason why he's saying this is because we sinning. Well, see, if you were sinning under that order right there, you had the right to bring your what? Burnt offerings during the feast. Huh? And atone for your sins. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so saying he don't like it because we've been sinning, then for one, we should damn Israelite can't be doing no feast then, because we all sinners. And two, what's the point of having burnt offerings to offer if you can't come, if he hates the feast because Israel is in sin? And what's the point of the burnt offerings? Not to mention, it supposedly smells good. Fat flesh and blood on fire. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of your songs, but it'll be all up at the Passover and all the feasts performing. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of your vows. But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. That's all Creator is looking for, to be righteous, man. Right? Be right in your intent. Stop being a scumbag all your life. Look at this. Have you offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? That's a question. That's a good question, because for 40 years in the wilderness, we were carrying around the Ark of the Covenant, the portable tabernacle, and according to the biblical narrative, yes, there were offerings going on in the wilderness for 40 years to, quote unquote, the God of Israel. But right here, through the mouth of Amos, the question is being asked, have you offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? Well, those offerings and sacrifices going to the Creator, I would say. Verse 26 is your answer. But ye have borne or carried the tabernacle of your Molech, and hewn your images, the star of your God, which you made to yourselves. Hold on. Let's look up a different version. Have you offered unto me sacrifices in the wilderness, O house of Israel? Look what it says for 40 years. Look what this NLT says. No. No. None of that was to the Creator. None of that was to the Creator. And that's hard for brothers to accept. I know, we come up with the feast, and we be amped and performing and garbed out, and you feel me? But it's a lot going on. And if you don't understand that there are false deities or false gods pump faking, yes, in the Bible, not just the Bible either, though. Quran, the East Indian text and all that, the spiritual text out in Kemet, over in Asia, false gods are crept in everywhere. Again, that's why you must know the character of the one true Creator. That way you can navigate through that and be like, you know what I mean? I look, some of it may have been talking about Creator, but it was a gang of it that wasn't. You see that? No, you serve your pagan gods. Sakuf, your king god, and Kawan, your star god. The images you made for yourselves. And remember, y'all, this is the entire 40 years in the wilderness. I know. Like, dang. Right? The Hebrew culture ain't as holy as you think. Right? Oh, brother, was it the entire time? Huh? Was it the entire time? Malaki? Hear it all the time. I'll show you. Go to Psalm 95. Show you that real quick. Psalm 95. Psalm 95 and 10. It is. Because some may say, well, that was just a few times. We was in the wilderness 40 years. Maybe out of the 40 years, 5 years, we was worshiping Molech and them false gods. Nah, bro. Look at this. Psalms 95 and 10. 40 years long. 40 years long. How long, y'all? 40 years long was I grieved with this generation. That means the entire time. Hey, Amos asked, was the sacrifices and the offerings you did in the wilderness, was that to me? The answer was what? No. It was to the false gods and deities of Canaan. But hold on, that's where you get the worship. That's where you get the feast days and the Leviticus, and you get all that in the wilderness. And we so gun-ho, we think this Hebrew culture brings salvation. No, Jack. No, raise up, sit on your own bottom, and work righteousness. You understand? Remove every idol out of your heart. None but your creator. Work righteousness. Follow the teachings of the great master teachers that had the light of creator on them, like Yahshua, like Moses, Abraham, but there's many more. Yeah. Even prophets aren't exclusive to Israel. Your clothes, your language, your circumcision, or not even your prophets. Not even prophets are exclusive to Israel. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation and said, it is a people that do error in their heart. And they have not known my ways. Well, hold on, who ways did you know? If it wasn't the Lord, hold on, baby. If it wasn't the Lord ways for them 40 years in the wilderness, well, who ways did you know? Who ways did you know if it wasn't the creator? Because he's saying those people didn't know my ways. Well, who did you have knowledge of then? Yeah, it'd be different if we just set up here and made up a name, but we didn't drop Baal and Baalim. The pantheon gods of Canaan, which include Molech, which include Ashtoreth, Ashtaroth, or Astarte, El. You know what I mean? We got to stop playing around, man. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation. That means the entire time. And saying it is a people that do error in their heart and they have not known my ways. Well, who ways did you know, Jack? That's where you got the Torah according to the biblical narrative. That's where you got the holy laws. That's where you got the instructions for the feast days and all that. That's where you got it, in the wilderness. Verse 11, unto whom I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. You dig? So we showing you not just evidence from a video or even a book. We pulled up the language and showed that even your Paleo Hebrew language comes from Canaan. It's Phoenician. Then we pulled it up and we went into the Bible and showed you that is the Israelite culture, or the Israelites today, the mainstream Israelites, are still worshiping Baal. Dang, Mally, why you say that? Because Hosea, the 2nd chapter, verses 14 on down, have not been fulfilled. Until they are fulfilled, then Baal is in your mouth. And it's quite ironic that the English name for Baal, or what you know as Baal today, is Lord. How ironic is that? Oh, brother, Yahweh is also Lord. Really? You don't say. Yeah, but capital Lord, Mally, capital Lord. You only get that off in English. Ain't no capitals. Ain't no capitals. Lord is Lord. You don't say the Lord translates to Yahweh as well as Baal, huh? You don't say. Israel, Hebrew culture is an amalgamation. But that's where the bus stop with most Hebrews. The Hebrews do not want to talk to you about, well, is it a possibility that even our God was amalgamated? Now we talking. Now we talking. Now you're ready to be real with yourself. Now you're ready to identify, dang, I'm being played with by these false gods, and ready to elevate and come on home to the creator. Huh? We. If you get some understanding so far, give me a 3 up in the chat. Bless up, bless up, bless up, family. I just want to show a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Now we're about to get into some high vibrational frequencies. You know what I mean? About to go ahead and get it done real quick. All right. Share this with the fam real quick. Good to see everybody in the building. Bless up. And look, I went right into the Bible. I ain't make that up, man. You know what I mean? I ain't make none of it up. None of it, man. And the crazy part is I go in the Bible because I know that's where most of my brothers and sisters swim at. All right, let's go in the Bible and see. So if I can prove my case in the Bible and outside of it, what is we even arguing about? What is we really even arguing about? I prove my case both ways. You know what I mean? Could it be you've been duped? Could it be you've embraced an amalgamated God with borrowed concepts from the cultures that surrounded you? Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. You just got to be real with yourself, man. Stop being afraid. You dig? We ain't on nothing satanic, nothing wicked as hell. We're here to bring you clarity and bring you back to Creator, the Creator, right? And this shouldn't be a problem because guess what? Most of you believe you're serving the Creator right now. It's just these conversations got to be had. That's it. These conversations got to be had. You feel me? That's it. We just got to have a convo. Right? And you got to just deal with some concepts that you've been dealing with this whole time. Like, dang, I was looking at the Creator like that. Dang, I was duped right there too. But the Creator is so marvelous, man, so merciful. You did. We've been free casing him the whole time. Putting a free case on the Creator. You see? So I just went into the Bible and showed everything I was showing. It's easy. Like, we ain't playing games, man. All right, so watch this right here. Let's get into this. All right, that's what we read. Boy, they got the internet, got the conscious community in a frenzy right now, boy. Make no mistake about it, y'all. They afraid of this. You know what I mean? All right, bing, bing, bang. Excellent read. OSP, Practical Guidebook to the Spiritual Life, Standard Edition, in modern American language. You have a corporeal or physical body and a spiritual body. Hear me and I will open your understanding. I come to free not only the physical man, the corporeal man, but the spiritual man. Yet with your freedom, you also attain to responsibility. So that sooner or later, your fidelity to your Creator and to your fellow man in righteousness, love, and good works shall become the most sacred study of your life. Whew. Boy. The most sacred study of your life is righteousness to your Creator and your fellow man. In righteousness, love, and good works shall become the most sacred study of your life. Your God does not come in this era as a dictator. Do this, I'm gonna roast your nuts forever. Do this or get your head cut off. Pick up sticks on the Sabbath and get stoned. Listen to me, y'all. And deep down, you've been known something was wrong with that. Come on now, what is you talking about? Nigga, when it picked up sticks, it got smoked. Smoked the nigga like, dang. But that's the scripture that scares you into having fringes on all the time. This nigga be in the bathtub with fringes on. Like, come on, bro. You can't see what you being fiddled with. Look at this. Your God does not come in this era as a dictator, but as your elder brother. Woof. With ample experience. Nor do I command, saying you shall believe because I, your God, have said it. or revealed it in this book. You heard this? Don't believe it just because it say it. You got to go try that. Test it out. Let's see. Look at this. Nevertheless, through a WASP, light of Jehovah, the Creator, is revealed to man, and man is to judge himself and labor to save himself, so that by this he may have honor and glory. Say yourself. You your own savior. Oh man, that's blasphemy, man. It's all in the Bible. Save yourselves. Deliver yourself. Deliver yourself. Deliver yourself. Save yourself. Work out your own salvation. What you really mad about? Because what you call blasphemy that we read, we can find even in the Bible. It says deliver yourself. Work out your own salvation. Huh? And man is to judge himself and labor to save himself, so that by this he may have honor and glory. That's right. For the will of the Creator is not for man to be forever led. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, eventually you can. You know what I mean? But look at this. For the will of the Creator is not for man to be forever led. Eventually the training wheels must come off. That makes sense. That's in everything in life. You train and then you off to life. Even for a job, your training wheels on to your 90 days and then you off to the races. So the will of the Creator, and we can check that in real time, in real life. For the will of the Creator is not for man to be forever led. Makes sense, right? But for man to ultimately have the light of practicing good works organically from infancy up. OISP, a primary. It's primary. For the spiritual and practical enlightenment and development of individuals, groups, and humanity, for their glory and happiness and for the glory of the whole. In the words of Jehovah and his angel ambassadors. Now look at this. Individuals, groups, and humanity would also include Israelites, right? You see the advantage of OWASP? Yeah. Okay, let me get over here too, though. Let's get in this. We're going to the book of discipline, all right? That's where we going, and we're going to chop it up a little taste. All right, we're going to chop it up a little taste. We're going to go on down in chapter 6. Last video before that, I interviewed young Darius. We got all the way up to chapter 5. So we're going to start in 6. All right? We're going to get it in. Y'all see the title, right? Title's The Rules and Proceedings of the Second Resurrection and HICKMAN. Let's go ahead and let's deal with some of this higher light. All right, bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. All praise. Yeah, fringe is a look like the things that hang off curtains, like fringes. All right, bang, bang, bang. Okay. Book of Discipline, chapter 6, starting at verse 1. Chapter 6, Discipline of Jehovah and his kingdom on earth. Oh man, apply yourself to understand the spirit of my discourse, for in this you shall find the key to the Father's kingdom. So we need to apply ourselves to understand the spirit of God's discourse. And in doing that, we get the key to the Father's kingdom. Look at this. These are the rules of the second resurrection. We'll punch you right in your mouth with it. You ain't got to get some deep, mysterious breakdown. Straightforward. These are the rules of the second resurrection. To become an interpreter and worker without a written formula. You so cold, you can build something without even drawing up blueprints. You so cold, you don't need no type of directions, no type of blueprints, no type of nothing. Then he said, as you rise in resurrections, higher and higher, you become more advanced in spirit. Right? And you're able to do the things that Yahshua said you're going to do greater things. Now you're able to do the greater things. because it don't stop once you die, especially if you die as a faithist, or one who has faith in the Great Spirit, the Creator. No, it don't stop. It's just the beginning. Now look at some of the stuff y'all gonna be doing. We gonna be doing. These are the rules of the second resurrection: to become an interpreter and worker without a written formula. That whatever gives joy to your fellow and renders peace and goodwill to all shall be called light. So look around. Nothing wrong with laughter, man. Nothing wrong with joy. That whatever gives joy to your fellow and renders peace and goodwill to all. So you can't say, well, he like torturing animals. That don't render peace and goodwill to all. You know, he a freak. He like to lay with greased up midgets. That's not peace and goodwill to all. That whatever gives joy to your fellow and renders peace and goodwill to all shall be called light. Look at this. That whatever gives sorrow to your fellow or discouragement to others shall be called darkness. So a lot of us got to check that too, because a lot of us discourage our people and don't even know it, right? Based off what come off our mouth or our reaction. Look at this. To find fault with another or to aggravate, to displeasure shall be called darkness. But to make another's burden light, to encourage him to strength and happiness shall be called light. So now you know, now you have a practical way of gauging not only your spirit, but those around you. You see, now it ain't hard to define what darkness is or light is. You really already know because you feel it in your spirit. Look at this. To be forever complaining. To be forever complaining about this or that shall be called darkness. The mealy mouth Negroes. To be forever imparting cheerfulness shall be called light. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, the place brightens up when we come around. And it should, because we're supposed to be in the light. Not the dark side, the light. All right. Now, therefore, whoever becomes a member of my kingdom shall practice light. But whoever practices darkness will depart away from my kingdom of his own accord. Yeah, because we ain't vibrating at the same frequency. You naturally gonna repel. You naturally gonna repel. Look at this. Neither shall you practice darkness upon your fellow for any shortness he has done. Nor shall you reprove him for error, nor blame him, nor make yourself an inquisitor over him, nor assume to be a judge over him, nor ask him to apologize, nor otherwise seek to make him humble himself before you. Nor shall you boast. Look at this. Well, let's take all that pride right off the table. What you mean? Look at this. Nor shall you boast over him because you are wiser, stronger, more expert. For all such inquisition comes of darkness. Y'all heard that? Bragging about what you do better than the next brother and sister. Nor shall you boast over him because you are wiser, stronger, more expert. For all such inquisition comes of darkness, and shall return upon him who utters it in time to come. Instead, you shall discover the good that is in your neighbor. Right? Give him props on what he's good at and encourage him to get better. You see that? Instead, you shall discover the good that is in your neighbor and laud him for it. For this is the method of raising him higher. So now you got a practical way of raising the spirit grade of even your neighbor. By being someone that encourages the next man, woman, and child. That's how you raise them higher. Right? Don't come around complaining. Don't come around, little loking everybody. Making someone feel as if they beneath you. See, anybody like that is not led by the angels of the second resurrection and higher. They're earthbound. All you got to do is just look. Once you understand, then you can observe and be like, dang, okay, nah, those are earthbound spirits in play. And majority of the people that's running around here talking about they spiritual and having their experiences, most of them are dealing with earthbound spirits. It's not angels from the second resurrection and higher. How do we know? We give a description now. Giving descriptions now. If you're getting some understanding, give me a 4 up in the chat. Bless up. Chapter 7. Book of Discipline. I speed, sky, earth, spirit. God shows the difference between the religion of the past and that of the present. Yeah, don't spill your coffee. This is going to make somebody mad, good. That'll make somebody mad, good. All praises, glory, and honor. Abundant blessings to everybody in the chat. Abundant blessings to everyone just entering into the chat. All right, y'all see the title. All right, the rules and proceedings of the second resurrection and higher. And that way you can identify when you're being led or inspired by an angel of the second resurrection or even higher. How can you tell? Right? Based off the message, based off the inspiration, right? Based off the spirit you in. You could be a complainer. That's all you do is complain, right? Running around here talking about you in light. No, you not. What we just read proves you in darkness. If you always complaining about this and that and claim you in the light, no, you're in darkness. It ain't hard to tell. All right, look at this. To the all one Yahweh, to the all one creator, the great spirit, now as in ancient times and for all time to come, all honor and glory, worlds beyond number. Whew, boy, worlds beyond number. The highest ideal, the nearest perfect the mind can conceive of. Let such be your creator. Even as in ancient time, which is the ever present upon whom you shall set your heart, mind, and soul to love and glorify above all things, forever and ever. The all highest in your neighbor, which he manifests, perceive, and discourse upon it. All else in him do not see or mention. So wherever your neighbor or your loved one is, lacking it, don't even bring that up. Only bring up what they are good at and encourage them to be better. And y'all, we need to apply this to our children too, especially if we have young children. We need to be encouraging them. Not always, whooping the brakes off them and discouraging them. Encourage them to get better, right? Let them know you're proud of them and whatever it is that they good at, right? That's the light, all right? That's the method for raising your children higher, your neighbor higher. Now, when you out here working, you're literally working because you can proactively know that what I'm doing is actively raising my neighbor higher and even myself higher, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Raising up and assisting each other, right? That's what the angels do with us. That's what we do with each other. All right. So don't even mention where somebody is. And I know sometimes we joke and crack jokes and we masters of joning, and you dig, but understand what darkness and light is. Just because we grew up a certain way doesn't mean that it diminishes from the definition of light and darkness. You understand? Look at this. The all highest subject that discourse upon. All else pass by. That's why we say we hear the body the false gods, right? Or we want to address the God because that's the all highest subject, supposed to be God. God is the most high, right? That's what we want to talk about, the character of the God that they didn't slap the deity badge on. The first lowest thoughts pertain to eating and drinking. Look at this, y'all. The first lowest thoughts pertain to eating and drinking. And on these, the man of darkness delights to discourse. Look at this. The second lowest thoughts pertain to sexual matters, and on these the man of darkness delights to discourse. The third lowest thoughts pertain to man's selfishness as to bodily comforts and luxuries, ease and riches, and as to what he hopes and desires for himself, and on these the man of darkness delights to discourse. The fourth lowest thoughts pertain to criticizing others as to doctrine. See, we got that bad as Israelites, boy. And I'm so guilty of it, man. You know how many people I went to war with back in the day over what they bring out? You dig? Because the Bible says something different. But they were reading what they was reading in the Bible too. That's the crazy part, right? The Bible says many different things on every subject. That's why you got all these different doctrines. All right. The fourth lowest thoughts pertain to criticizing others as the doctrine, religion, stupid Christians, philosophy, behavior, and so on. Continually pulling all things to pieces. And the man of darkness delights in such discourse. The man of darkness is someone that's always criticizing and pulling things to pieces. That lets you know it's the fourth lowest thought. Low vibration. Look at behavior and listen to the message. You already know these are low vibrating spirits. Here you go thinking this person over here, the groovy guru. Look at this. To abandon such discourse and in preference to discourse on the highest subjects such as teaching, imparting knowledge, suggesting remedies for the unfortunate and unlearned, for improving the homes of others, the agriculture, mechanics, and such like. The man of light delights to apply himself to these, both in word and practice, forever building up. The man of light is going to be always building and looking to unite. The man of darkness is going to be forever looking to pull down, and everything going to be selfish about him. That's not hard to understand. And based off that, now the man of light is being led by the angels of the second resurrection and higher. The man of darkness is being led by angels of the first resurrection and those who are below the grades. Consider then that your mind shall go in search of. Consider then what your mind shall go in search of, so that it may pursue the highest. This is serving the all highest instead of darkness. Consider then what your mind shall go in search of, so that it may pursue the highest. This is serving the all highest instead of darkness. Now, all of these things were taught in the religion of the past cycles and were given to man by your God to raise man up toward my heavenly kingdom. Nevertheless, this religion pertained to man's own entity, a religion that was to be answered either in reward or punishment upon himself personally, his own salvation being paramount to all other considerations. Y'all heard this? Makes you selfish. I used to hear an elder say that all the time. Salvation is selfish. And that never said well with me. What the hell he means salvation is selfish? But the religions of the past, that's what it is. Look at it again, verse 12. Nevertheless, this religion pertained to man's own entity, a religion that was to be answered either in reward, you go to heaven, or punishment, chestnuts roasting, upon himself personally, his own salvation being paramount to all other considerations. And even where they found the brotherhood, such as the brotherhood of Brahma, the brotherhood of Buddha, the brotherhood of Jesus, they were nevertheless only selfish brotherhoods, whose aim was the salvation of each one's own self. Wow. Wow, boy. Look at this. Neither was it possible in ancient times to give man any other religion, it being necessary to appeal to his own advantages to make him heed your God. But now, behold, O man, I come to give a great religion, yet not to set aside the old. I come to those who fulfill the old, and to give them the religion of gods themselves. Boy, what? So we're going to call the religion was the religion of the Creator's gods. The religion of his high-raised sons and daughters. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. I come to those who fulfill the old and to give them the religion of gods themselves, saying to them, go save others. Saying to them, see how Creator get down? See what the Creator saying to you? Go save others. And no longer concern yourselves about yourselves. The Creator's kingdom and the Creator's program is not a selfish program or kingdom. It's strictly for you, it's about everyone else. Was in the middle of a false vibration all them years ago and didn't even know it. Right? I used to hear elders say all the time, salvation is selfish. That's all you hear them say. And it always felt weird. Man, bro, what you mean by that? Don't even make sense. I give them the religion of gods themselves, saying to them, go save others and no longer concern yourselves about yourselves. Go and provide a place of second resurrection on earth, where the people shall be put away, where the people shall put away all low things and practice the all highest light. Yeah, so you being inspired by the angels of the second resurrection and higher, then y'all come together in community. Where people shall put away all low things and practice the all highest light. So no complaining, no gossiping, no backbiting, no murder, no adultery, no gossiping, no tale bearing, no slandering. Now we are charged to only look at what's good and righteous our people are doing and encourage them. Why? Because that's the method, the Creator's methodology of raising them higher, raising them away from that darkness. Where the people should put away all low things and practice the all highest, and call out to the Uzians, to come and inherit the place with you. Nevertheless, whoever is only concerned about the salvation of his own soul is not yet ready for the religion I get to. Bag drop, boy. That's in all the religions, even dealing in Israel. It's all about your salvation. Nevertheless, whoever is only concerned about the salvation of his own soul is not yet ready for the religion I give to you. Mind shall not concern themselves about their own salvation. Mind shall not concern themselves about their own salvation, for having faith in Creator, that if they raise others up with their own wisdom and strength, they are already saved without fear. Ball game, boy. Ball game. Already saved and without fear. Because to please the God, the first thing you must do is what? Be afraid of him. Fear him. For having faith in Creator, that if they raise others up with their own wisdom and strength, they are already saved and without fear. Bag drop, boy. See, we know that. If I work to raise you up, I'm already on the path to salvation. I already got it. Nah, creators, his don't concern themselves with themselves. Right? We here to label, to raise up others, here to do a great work for somebody, here to bless and heal somebody today. That's hard, man. What's so evil about what we're talking about? Nothing. Compare then my second resurrection in heaven with that which you would found on earth for the glory and honor of your Creator. How does your God choose his initiates? Does he have censors, saying to all who come, stop, be examined and tried, to prove you are worthy of the second resurrection? No, truly, for this would imply inquisition, a court of darkness. Wow. Wow. Sound like a vetting system. No, truly, for this would imply inquisition, a court of darkness. Now behold, O man, after the second resurrection was established in heaven, I called out to all the heavens of the earth, saying, come all of you of the first resurrection, or the inorganic heavens. Also let my guardians go down to mortals and proclaim to all people, the kingdom of God is open to all who choose to come. Now, some who are not strong in faith in Creator said, will we not be overrun with angels of darkness? Verse 26, but your God answered them, saying, this is not our matter. Ours is to serve the Creator by working for all whom he inspires to come to us. Because one desires to come, that is sufficient testimony that the light of Jehovah is upon him. Others said, what about the indolent and the shiftless? Will they not overrun us and thus set aside the good we aim at? And your God answered them, saying, when you practice the all highest, behold, the others will depart away from you. You ain't even got to worry about the shiftless, the lazy. They naturally gonna leave. Then others question, saying, suppose those who come practice darkness, such as slander or tattling, what shall be done? Your God answered them, saying, do not answer them, lest you also practice darkness. Again they question, saying, suppose they are good but indolent. Suppose they say, let us rest and sleep. Creator will provide for his chosen. What do you say about them? Your God answers, saying, do not censor them, for they are weak or diseased. Let your example heal them. Is it not in the covenant to do good with all of one's wisdom and strength? Because they do little, the matter is between them and Creator. Lastly, O man, how can they who live the all highest cast the first stone at their neighbor? For the act itself will be committing darkness. Wow. Nevertheless, whoever has strength and yet will not support himself, and you teach even one such person to change his attributes, you should be honored among gods. You hear that? Wow. Your glory is to fulfill the all highest yourself. Your glory. Your glory. Your glory is to fulfill the all highest yourself. When all who can will do this, then on that as a foundation rests your faith, that the quickening power and wisdom of Jehovah will sustain his kingdom through his holy angels. Ooh, wee, ooh, wee, ooh, wee. If you're getting some understanding, give me a 5 up in the chat. Bless up. Bless up, bless up, bless up. It's going down. It's going down. Chapter 8. God shows what is meant by following the highest light. I see 5s up in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up. Number love, fam. Be considerate of your fellow man. Look at that. What's evil about that? All you milly mouth Negroes that claim YHWH's is evil. I'm like, man, obviously these cats ain't read nothing. Couldn't have read it. We ain't read nothing evil yet. Be considerate of your fellow man and weigh his standing place in the sight of your God. For one man says, my highest light is to get money. Get money, dog. It ain't no purpose. For one man says, my highest light is to get money. Another to get great learning. Another to enjoy earthly pleasure. Another to contemplate sexual relations. Another to serve Buddha. Another to serve Brahma. Another to serve Christ. Another to be efficient in warfare, and so on. Everyone from his own standpoint. Verse 3. Many are also under the prejudice of old things, or the influence of a neighbor, or a spirit, or their surroundings, or the impulse of their own flesh, and say, I too follow my highest light. I hear that a lot. Huh? Whereas they are in darkness altogether, nor do they know what is meant by the term highest light, often venturing an opinion or a vague surmise instead, and believing they are expressing their highest light. Man. Yeah. You know, we gotta have a talk for all those who are around here bragging about their spiritual elevation. Yeah. We need to have a conversation. That's it. You understand? Have a conversation with Creator Game. So we the ones that have the rubric, right? We have the rubric or the measuring rod to prove if you're being inspired by angels of the second resurrection and higher, or all these first resurrection angels, which are unorganized. They speak about the earth. Look at it right here. Verse 5. For which reasons you should explain that only facts well known or comparatively proven are light, and opinion is not light. Boy, sit your bag drop, boy. Y'all hear this? Yeah, you have to prove a thing so that you may know a thing. You gotta prove that though. Right? YHWH ain't just telling you to believe it just because it's written in her. Nah, go prove that. It's just as you keep trying to go prove it or disprove it, you're going to keep shooting yourself in the foot. And you're going to realize after a couple of times of doing that, like, dang, hold on. I'm looking at this completely wrong. For which reasons you shall explain that only facts well known or comparatively proven are light. An opinion is not light. That whoever professes light must know the matter by his own knowledge. You hear that? Don't come to me talking about what somebody else's experience is. We know you milly mouth Negroes know how to read. Brother, the Bible says, I know you know how to read, boy. We know what the Bible says. But in the end, you trying to wage war with me based off someone else's experience. Right? Either you had the light and had the experience yourself, or you didn't. Other than that, you going to war off somebody else's own experience. You name dropping out here. So if you're going to profess the light, if you're going to claim to be some type of spiritual guru, if you're going to claim to to be someone that gets revelations and all that. And that's what's up. I'm not against, look, if that's what it is, that's what it is. I ain't against any of it. You did, but look, you got to be solid. All right. You must know the matter of your own knowledge. Do you know it for yourself? Most of the stuff that we believe, we don't know for ourselves. It's based off somebody else's experience. That facts, numbers, figures, or axioms can demonstrate light. Hear that? So we ain't never put away even the science side, spiritual side, you know what I mean, scientific side, mathematics side. We combine it all, right? And prove creator in real time. That's what we do. If facts, numbers, figures, or axioms can demonstrate light, and that without these, then the supposed light is only darkness. And that's why, because a scientific fact is something that you can record and observe. That facts, numbers, figures, or axioms can demonstrate light, and that without these, then the supposed light is only darkness. Pursue this philosophy. Pursue this philosophy, and you shall easily discover who among you has the highest light, and also what kind of judgment shall govern the chief rulings. Some will desire to consult the angels as to which in a given matter is the highest light. But I say to you, you shall weigh the words of angels as if they were mortals, exacting similar facts and substantiation. He's like, even if an angel come holler at you, so what? Right? A spirit, a ghost, whatever you want to call it, come holler at you. Man, holler at them just like you hollering at a man or a woman. Listen to the message, and if the message rub you the wrong way, man, bye. You know, I'm out face with all that. You gotta go. You deal with the spirits just like you deal with people who are in the flesh. After all, a spirit of the dead is a one-time living mortal. They're just a disembodied spirit. Well, they're in some type of body, a spiritual body, but not a corporeal or physical body. You see that? Some will desire to consult the angels as to which in a given matter is the highest light. But I say to you, you shall weigh the words of angels as if they were mortals, exacting similar facts and substantiation. Was it not the consulting of the oracles that destroyed India, Vindu, Sakata, Phoenicia, Persia, Gim, and Greece? Such consultation of angels is answered from the first resurrection, and it will ever be so unless man exacts facts and substantial proof from the angel. See? So even with an angel, get practical. Give me proof. I need that. Because an angel is there to bring a message to you. Right? Make sure you cover all your steps. All right. These then are the rules of light. That which is self-evident. That which is axiomatic. What is that? Axiomatic, i.e., an axiom, is that which is universally accepted as true and has its basis in experience, reason, and demonstration. It may also include scientific findings using scientific methodology, and which have demonstrated certainty or objective, measurable reality and can be used as the basis of further investigation. Note that conviction alone is not sufficient, nor is testimony without substantiation. That which is axiomatic, that which is substantiated by facts, that which has a parallel in known things, things that lead to peace, order, and the uplifting of your neighbor and yourself. Also, to discipline yourself to be constantly on the alert to be pure, good, truthful, and gentle in your speech, to practice right doing. These are following the highest light. This, though, is darkness, to express fault finding, criticism, censor, or even an opinion unsupportable by facts. That's darkness. Wait. If you get some understanding, give me a 6 up in the chat. Bless up, family. Abundant love to the family, man. I love being on this journey with y'all. I love it. I love chopping it up with y'all. You know what I mean? Hey, I love reading. Right? And a lot of the times I be getting hit while I be reading, like, whoa, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense, man. Right? But you know, they'll throw a free case out there. Had a free case they own God. What make me think they ain't gonna throw a free case out there on me? Mally done lost the light and he into wickedness. And every time we come on and we read straight through, it don't be nothing wicked. What is you talking about? We over here talking about the creator, the all in all, the ever present, the always was, is, and never shall be, the great I am that I am, the mighty Yahweh, the great spirit. Ever, we ain't talking about no man sitting somewhere. That ain't what we talking about. We ain't talking about some man sitting down somewhere. We talking about the ever present creator who has been speaking through every last one of you brothers and sisters since before you can remember. See, we want to cultivate that. We want to cultivate the voice of the creator within us because you had it. You just been taught to ignore it. You've been taught to ignore the voice of the creator. You dig? We got to get back to that. Right? Because the creator is so marvelous. The creator never leads you wrong, ever. Right? But you got to come on home, though. And eventually you will. That's the beautiful thing about it is eventually you got to come home. Sooner or later, you got to check in with your creator. Even the false gods depend on the creator for substance. Mm-hmm. And eventually the substance get cut off and they got to learn a lesson real quick. Get themselves together. But sooner or later, you can't run forever. Creator is infinite in every place, ever present. You can't run. So after you get out of your feelings and stop lip fumbling and being mad and call yourself cursing your loved one because you understand they're critically thinking when they're dissecting all these books. Critically thinking. All right? Does that make sense? All right. Chapter 9, Book of Discipline. Oh, I speak sky, earth, spirit. Jump off this. God shows who is and who is not prepared to enter the creator's kingdom on earth. Oh, wait. What I love about it, Owaspi, is it gives you the examples because remember, it is a primary practical guidebook of the spirit world. So it's giving you examples. If a spirit come to you and say this, no, that's what that is. If a spirit come and say this, no, that's the spirit of the creator. If a man come to you and say this, know that man is in darkness. If a man come to you and say this, that brother's in the light. It's all based off the message. It's all based off action. Whoever has said, I have searched my heart and mind, and now before Creator, I desire to live a higher life. I desire to put away my selfishness, passions, sentiments of unrighteousness, and unclean thoughts and words. I desire more to serve others than myself. I desire no possessions, nor preference over another, nor to be a leader or a chief. I wish to discipline myself not to speak of myself. I desire no possessions, nor preference over another, nor to be a leader or a chief. I wish to discipline myself not to speak of myself. I would learn to speak truth only. I wish to be affiliative. I desire to do good to others continually. I long for association. I will not criticize any person or censor them or find fault with them. I will conform to the rights and discipline of the fraternity. I will fulfill my covenants with Jehovah, with all my wisdom and strength. I renounce isolated labor. I renounce the unorganized world. I renounce the Uzians. I consecrate myself to Jehovah. I give up all to him. 18. What I do from this time forward shall be by and through the fraternity in his name. What I do from this time forward shall be by and through the eternity in his name. Then that man is prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. Then that man is prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. You see how you got to be selfless. You got to ask yourself within yourself, am I really prepared for the Creator's kingdom on earth or in the heavens? And if you be honest with yourself and say, no, I still got more work to do, just get to it. That's it. But those who say the following are not prepared to enter the kingdom. I want a home for comfort's sake, and where I may lead an easy life. I desire this because I shall have the opportunity to improve myself. I desire this because I cannot care for myself and I wish to be cared for. Where I may shirk responsibilities. Weigh this matter, old man, and be your own judge as to whether you are prepared in heart and soul. Neither flatter yourself that you can come in unprepared and not be discovered. Neither flatter yourself that you can come in unprepared and not be discovered. For sooner or later, your innermost thoughts will become known, and the fraternity will not be your place. To put away flesh food is easy. To put away flesh food is easy. To put away flesh food is easy. But to put away dark thoughts and words, who can do this in a day, boy? Man, oh man. Man, oh man. This is the book of discipline, chapter 10. God reveals the cure for remorse. Yeah, boy, this YHWH's boy slinging light, boy, everywhere. Be patient, old man, with your neighbor and your brother. Straight up, man. I definitely can learn more of that. Real talk. Be patient, old man, with your neighbor and your brother. Many men are far short in righteousness and without strength to accomplish to the extent the mind conceives. That was cold, boy. Did y'all hear that? Many men are far short in righteousness and without strength to accomplish to the extent the mind conceives, and suffer lamentably for having done wrong, with none to relieve them. For which reason you shall provide them honorable comfort. In ancient days, such ones confessed to a priest, and he pardoned them, by which they were quieted and relieved of great distress. And a lot of time it was said, confess one another. But in this day, neither of these is compatible with the intelligence of those who shall be of Yahweh's kingdom. If then a man has remorse for having wronged a brother or a neighbor, he shall acknowledge it, so too that member, and this shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. You see the behavior and the code of conduct Creator is expecting in his kingdoms. If then a man has remorse for having wronged a brother or a neighbor, he shall acknowledge it so to that member, and this shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. But if he has wronged the community, then he shall acknowledge it to the whole assembly, and that shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. And in either case, he shall take to himself no further sorrow, remorse, or shame, nor shall any member ever speak of the matter afterward, except to comfort them. But in all cases, confession shall be made in the name of the Creator, and forgiveness likewise. But whoever seeks to justify himself, or to make it appear that he was only partly culpable, or that another led him into it, that man shall not be forgiven. Wow. So you got to own up. You have to own up. If he were led into it, then he who led him knows it and shall exonerate him. Whoever Yahweh has created in proximity as to time, country, place, and association, the same shall not be far distant on many occasions in the next world. Okay. And in time to come, they shall be as if in a house of glass, and all the deeds done while in mortality shall be read as if in an open book. Boy. For which reason you should not linger by the wayside when you have wronged any man. Y'all heard this? For which reason you should not linger by the wayside when you have wronged any man or the community, but go quickly and confess, so that your spirit becomes pure in the sight of Jehovah. See, if you know you done did wrong, go get that right. That way your spirit can remain pure. Though you grieve, saying, shall I humble myself? I say to you, this is godliness, for it is the purification of yourself and the beginning of power. But if a man wrongs himself as by pollution, dissipation, or otherwise, this is sin against Creator, and he shall confess privately to him, making a covenant with his Creator to do so no more, which if he keeps, then the wrong is forgiven him, and he shall have peace of soul. So 12. Come on. All right, right here. Chapter 11. Y'all getting some understanding. Give me a 7 up in the chat. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Create a gang, baby. You bring them, we raise them. All right. Ride with your brother Malachi Maccabee through theory. You did ride with your brother the taste, man. We ain't read nothing evil yet. You dig? And it's resonating with a lot of y'all spirits. It's resonating. Like, dang, that makes sense. Okay, bang. All right. And it's all about service unto others, y'all. Good works. So now you can grade yourself. You can pace yourself. You understand? You can start identifying them evil thoughts that come through and check them. And let them know. Like you talk to some nigga on the street, nah, I ain't doing that. Bye, get out my face. Breath stink, nigga. You need to pepper me. You know what I mean? You talk to them when we learned that in OWASP. Shoot straight. Talk to them like you be talking to somebody on the streets. Gotta be like that, man. It's what it is. I see 7s in the chat. God shows that the renunciation of the Uzians, or the world people, is necessary. Attend, O man, to the discourse of your God upon the second resurrection in heaven, and apply these principles to founding the Creator's kingdom on earth. Many come to my holy place saying, hear me, O God, I am weary of the first resurrection and the earth. Open the gates of paradise to your servant. And I say to them, whoever will put aside all that is below shall dwell in this heaven. Y'all hear that? What is we even talking about here? Discipline, huh? What's needed? What are we even talking about? Which one is more better for our people? Man, there's all type of jewels getting dropped. That's it. Y'all, this was a Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham book. Every Israelite wouldn't be running around her foaming at the mouth. Pissed because some higher light is around. Bigger guns is in the conscious community streets now. Got bigger guns. And I say to them, whoever will put aside all that is below shall dwell in this heaven. But whoever cannot in heart, mind, and soul renounce all that is below is not prepared to enter. Y'all, this is just the second resurrection. By the time you get to the second resurrection, all earthly affiliation and desires have to be abandoned. And those desires include sexual desires. Dang, son. All they got to be abandoned. Right? All the desires we have, we still in the flesh, so it's all type of desires. We gamble on sport games, and some of us still drink wine or cognac. Some of us still smoke weed. You know what I mean? But by the time the second resurrection is a reality, all that's renounced and put away. But whoever cannot in the heart, mind, and soul renounce all that is below is not prepared to enter. Has Creator not said, on earth, husband and wife shall be the motto and key of my kingdom? As woman forsakes father, mother, brother, and sister, and becomes one with her husband, so do those entering my organic heavens forsake all the earth. Wow, there it is. And the lowest heaven in order to become one with the kingdom of your God. So just like, right, as a woman forsakes her father, mother, brother, and sister, and becomes one with her husband, in order to become one with Creator, we have to forsake all that is below. And if we still got work to do, y'all, it just means we got work to do. That's it. At your own pace. Eventually you get there. Eventually you get where you're supposed to be at. You feel me? Look at this. Verse 6. For unless the mind and heart are one with my holy place, the love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. Oof. Bag drop, boy. For unless the mind and heart are one with my holy place, you lose your love for improvement. You'll get settled. The love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. Meaning man must always keep within his soul the love of improving, getting better. Isolation belongs below the second resurrection, but unity is within it. So yeah, any of them spirits that are individuals and uniting and mobilizing into an organic body of faiths. They solo. I ride solo from state to state. Ha ha. Yeah. Isolation belongs below the second resurrection, though. See, when the angels of the Creator move out, they mob deep. They move out. It's millions of them that come holler. Millions. You got a gang of guardian angels. They all just had their own times to watch over you. But yeah, they don't roll solo. They run like a massive army. Isolation belongs below the second resurrection, but unity is within it. He who has disciplined himself to be honest in his own sight may be in error. He who has disciplined himself to be honest, right? And that's the first thing we're going to do when any other brothers and sisters reach out and holler at us. We're going to keep it real first. We're not going to play. We ain't going to tiptoe and act like certain things ain't on the table, certain things ain't been said. We ain't going to tiptoe through the tulips at all. He who has disciplined himself to be honest in his own sight may be in error. He who strives to do good on his own account may be in error as to an ultimate good. And in all cases, man alone is weak. Man alone is weak. Can't do it by yourself. Can't do it by yourself. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? We were made to be a unit. We were made to be together. And in all cases, man alone is weak. Yet no man can practice the highest while living with those who are inclined downward. That makes sense too, don't it? Can't practice your all highest light when everybody around you is on a path of declension. Everybody falling back, everybody in darkness, and you trying to practice your all highest light, meaning more light means you gonna shine brighter. In the second resurrection, the angels are relieved of individual responsibility. Y'all heard this? Y'all heard this? In the second resurrection, the angels are relieved of individual responsibility. All matters being under the wisdom of the Holy Council, whose head is your God. Look at that. First on earth, monarchies, then republics, then fraternities, the latter order of which is now an embryo and shall follow after both the orders. Behold how hard it is for an ignorant man to conceive of a state without a master, or for the people of a republic to understand a state without votes and majorities and a chief ruler. Yet such shall be the fraternities. Have they not resolved their colleges into teachers and pupils by their superior knowledge? These heads receive their places, yet not as rulers, but teachers. Have they not resolved jurisprudence so that testimony governs the rulings? According to evidence adduced and the knowledge of the judge, so shall he decide, and not according to his own volition. Out of the wisdom of the college and the court, you shall discover the rules of fraternity. Out of the wisdom of the college and the court, you shall discover the rules of fraternity. And by relieve watch, rotation in office, preserve the brotherhood against caste and dictatorship. Yeah. So where you think you get, you know what I mean, a president sitting for 4 years and getting up out of there, a senator, everything down to an alderman. Out of wisdom of college and the court, you shall discover the rules of fraternity, and by relieve watch, preserve the brotherhood against what? Caste and dictatorship. I mean, there's always a constant circle in and circle out of leaders. And with that, you avoid a caste system and a dictatorship. See to it then in departing out of ooze that you take with you only things that have proved good. The rest leave behind. Because, yeah, we all, believe it or not, we're supposed to be mobilizing into communities and using our resources. We're supposed to be mobilizing and organizing into communities and bringing all our resources together and getting it done. That's how we're supposed to be living, right? And doing it is called coming out of ooze or coming out of Babylon. All right. See to it then in departing out of ooze that you take with you only things that have proved good. The rest leave behind. As Jehovah gave woman to man, and the two became one in their aspiration, hope, and labor, and especially with reference to their offspring. So shall the members of the fraternity or the brotherhood be those who, having renounced all the world, can become one with one another, and especially for raising up the young to become the father's edifice on earth. As the husband is the representative head of the family, yet he shall not tyrannize over them, nor by his rulings make himself a separate entity from the rest. We getting rules, we getting proceedings, we getting all that dealing with the second resurrection and higher. All right, that's what we getting. Next time you talk to anybody who claiming they having spiritual encounters, just get the message from them. Okay, what message did you get? What's the message? What we need to know. All right, based off the message and the character of whoever they talking to, you'll be able to tell. And majority of y'all are earthbound spirits. That means all our people that's out here getting paid to pimp spirit or getting paid to sell spirit. You dig? That means they all are in contact with earthbound spirits. They're not even in contact with the angel ambassadors of the Creator. That's crazy, boy. And I don't like that feeling. Like I'm getting hustled spiritually. They're trying to sell me spirit. Like I'm good on that. I mean, I'm good on the word, like all the word stuff, man. Stuff be too weird. All right, look at this right here. Chapter 12, discipline. God discourses on love. All right. Many will come to you inquiring, what do you say about those who are married, having children of their own? Shall they so love the fraternity and the kingdom of Creator that they shall set aside the filial love, assigning their children wholly to the teachers day and night? You shall answer them, no. That's right. No. In all the fullness of their love, let them manifest to their little ones. And let this be a testimony to those who have children, how hard it is for fondlings and orphan babes who have no one to love or caress them, so that such parents may add others to their household also, showing no partiality. And this is the highest of all mortal attributes, to be impartial in love. Y'all hear this? Dang. That'd be a testimony, though. Dig how hard it is for an orphan. Now, we're supposed to be looking out. There's plenty of work to do. There's plenty of light to shine. There's plenty of righteousness to do. There's plenty of orphans to feed and take in. All right, we need to work and get to it and be proactive with this thing, man. All right, and this is the highest of all mortal attributes, to be impartial in love, boy. Huh? I mean, you love them all the same. You dig? Children, stepchildren, orphans, whatever. You all get the same love from it. Right? Because that's how the Creator rock with us, right? Don't his rain fall on the righteous and the wicked? Don't his sun beam on the righteous and the wicked? Yeah. 12 and 3, not to abridge love, but to extend it. God-like, embracing what? All people. Which one is better for our people? What you mean? All people would include our people. Not to abridge love, but to extend it, God-like, embracing all people. So shall the members of the brotherhood labor with your God and his holy angels for the glory of the Creator. We getting there. We getting there. We almost out of here. Yeah, we got a couple more chapters and we done. Chapter 13, Book of Discipline of Destroyers and Builders. Give me 8 up in the chat if y'all getting some understanding. Right? If y'all enjoying this space trip with your brother Malachi Maccabee. Give me 8 up in the chat, fam. Bless up. Ain't nothing but love over here, family. Nothing but love. I love riding with you. Believe that. Y'all make sure y'all go over to Creative Gang TV, like, subscribe, share. If y'all can, go ahead and post it in the chat. That way they have it. Y'all going over to Creative Gang TV. I'm broadcasting simultaneously. You dig? From Honor and Humility and Creative Gang TV. We about to build that platform all the way up over there. We got some heavy hitters, man. We got some heavy hitters amongst the brothers and the sisters. Believe that? Heavy. Y'all think I'm something, man. I got some brothers that's beyond serious. But hey, just like the high raised angels of the Creator move out, Creative Gang move is a body, mob deep. So you don't never just get one of us, ever. You just know that. There's a whole gang behind me. And with me. Not even behind me, with me. And we all together. Y'all don't let me forget to show y'all the how Yahweh or Yahweh introduces himself in a certain sense in the Bible. But I gotta show it to you in the Hebrew. Blow your mind. And how it all tie in with these Sumerian gods and all that. All right. But again, those of us that read OWASP, we up on the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki gods or the Sumerian gods is Anu, Asaj, Anubis, and Osiris. Yep, 23rd arc cycle after the creation of mortals, roughly 6,000 years ago. That's why your creation story in the Bible only 6,000 years, right? Why a lot of the history, like even dealing with Egypt, they only go back like 5,000 years. The oldest dealing with the normal palette, and he was chopping somebody's damn head off on Earth. Straight Pharaoh, normal. You see? Like all this stuff started getting cooked up like 6,000 years ago, dealing with all type of different creation stories, flood stories. You know what I mean? So, nah, it ain't just the bros. I got sisters too that's serious with it. All right, that'll take a look. It ain't turning down no fades dealing with the sisters either. You know what I mean? People choose wisely, is what I'm saying. They choose real wisely. But nah, Creative Gang, man, look, we serious. We ain't never by ourselves. That's the whole thing. You feel me? And we got the higher light outside. Like we the ones outside with the higher light. We the ones got everybody saying creative. And I know Nick Rose gonna run around and say, no, my mama biscuits. I've been saying, nah, not on the level we saying it. Like we the ones that put it in your face. Creative Gang, boy. What is you talking about? You know what I mean? Stephanie Randall in the building. Bless up, pretty face. What's going on? How you doing? Everybody, intuitive goat to Shine LaFay in the building. That's my sister. Y'all go like, subscribe, and share. You dig? Like, subscribe, and share. Creative Gang TV. Like, subscribe, share. Cosmon Cal TV. Like, subscribe, share. Sela Shalom TV. Like, subscribe, share. Nazarene and Sing Fake this channel. Like, subscribe, share. We out here deep, baby. You on Facebook, get in my brother Daryl Cosmon, get in my brother Luxu. Like brothers is out here, sisters is out here. Like we out here getting it done. Chapter 13, Book of Discipline of Destroyers and Builders. All right. The topic again. The rules and proceedings of the second resurrection and higher. All right. Character is major with creative. Character. All right. One goes about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of Jehovah, and his daring speeches and good logic fall upon errors and blunders in the written words, and he draws the populace along in the style of a gladiator. Yet one such man that has organized the brotherhood for doing good, the world is not found. Yet one such man that has organized the brotherhood for doing good, the world is not found. Another man goes forth preaching in laudation of heavenly revelations and on the glory of the Creator. The errors and inspiration he does not need. The good he treasures. He may draw only a few to him, and his work may seem little. But in time to come, his work becomes mighty over the whole world. He organizes his people in love and fellowship. The latter is a builder on the Creator's edifice. That these two examples stand before you. And when the speech of the vain man is directed against heavenly revelation, saying, this is not of God, this is not of Jehovah, or this is not of angels, know then that this man is not a builder. So whenever y'all come against us, create a gang, you dig, talking about a wasp, we know y'all not builders. Ain't a builder, man. You dig? You angry at how the book came about. You ain't even going inside it. And if you are going inside it, it's real quick. You ain't no builder. Right? You ain't looking, you're not being an asset and looking for a way to improve mankind. Right? To raise mankind's spiritual grade higher and higher. You ain't looking to do that. You looking to be selfish. This man is not a builder. But when a man says all things are of the Creator, either directly or indirectly, whatever is good in them is my delight. Know that this man is a builder. All things are of the Creator, either directly or indirectly. Whatever is good in them is my delight. I chew the fruit and spit out the seeds. Right? But you do that in life anyway. Right? Whatever you're doing in life, you only take what you need that's beneficial for you. Whatever you don't need, you don't deal with. Know that this man is a builder, to strive continually to comprehend the right and to do it. This is excellent discipline. To strive continually to comprehend, understand the right, and to do it. This is excellent discipline. To be capable of judging the right and to ever practice it within a fraternity, a brotherhood. This is godliness. And the day you judge yourself as with the eye of your Creator, you are like one about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. And the day you have rendered judgment against yourself for not practicing your highest light, you are like one departed from a coast of breakers toward mid-ocean, like one turned from mortality toward Creator, like one turned from perishable things toward the ever-eternal, the Almighty. And when you have joined with others in a fraternity, a brotherhood, create a gang to do these things, then you have begun. Then you have begun. The who? The what? The second resurrection. Oh, boy. You ain't getting clarity. Clarity, boy. You ain't getting clarity like that. Not dealing with the second resurrection. Not dealing with Bible and supporting docs. Like this letting you know how. This is letting you know how you know that you being led by angels of the second resurrection, people around you, the communities you organizing in. You understand? You living to your highest light. It's very detailed, so you can actively go out there and practice it. How else you ever gonna become high raised and highly trained if you don't know what to practice? You know what to practice. You don't know what to say. Because you gonna be visited. You're gonna have visitation. Spiritual revelation is on the increase around here. You know what I mean? But how do you handle up? What do you say? You don't know. And these are the things every camp and congregation need to be talking about. Because if you're going to be dreaming dreams and seeing visions, then you need to know how to try the spirit, whether they be of God. Chapter 14, discipline. God discourses on the authority of his own words. Y'all getting some understanding? Give me a 9 up in the chat. Bless up, bless up, bless up. All right. Yep, awaken to truth for TT Pam. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all like, subscribe, share. All right, let's get up in this. Chapter 14. Shout out to the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. Yeah. We love y'all too. Bless up. Book of Discipline, chapter 14. God discourses on the authority of his own words. First, freedom to all people on earth and to the angels of heaven to think and to speak whatever they will. Second, that since no man can acquire knowledge for another, but that each and all must acquire knowledge for themselves, you shall dispose of whatever is before you in your own way. Remembering that one man sees the Creator in the leaves and flowers, in the mountains and skies, in the sun and stars, or hears him in the wind and all physical sounds. Yes, he knows his Creator in the presence of everything under the sun, and he is happy. Another does not see the Creator, nor does he know him. No, he denies there is any all person in the universe. He is not happy. One man distinguishes the harmony of sounds and he is delighted. Another man cannot distinguish the harmony and he finds no delight in them. So of the words of your God, one man can distinguish and another cannot. Good night, boy. Good night. The revelations of your God portray the harmony and glory of the Creator's creations, including the organic heavens of his holy angels. Whether you yourself or your brother or your neighbor shall profess to reveal the words of your God, it is well. Strive in this, and you shall improve yourself in the attempt. The recognition of my authority rests in the preservation of my words for thousands of years. I call all people to me in my kingdom. I proclaim that right doing and good works result in happiness. I call all people to me in my kingdom. I call all people to me in my kingdom. I proclaim that right doing and good works result in happiness. Boy, huh? Whoever does these are one with me in the framing of words. Boy, what are we talking about here? To be one with Creator, this is godliness. To be one with your God, the way is open to all men. To be organic for love and good works, this is like the fraternities in heaven. Whoever strives for this has my authority already. In time, his words shall become one with me in my works. To improve yourself in these holy things is to discipline yourself, to become a glory to your Creator. Let any who will say, thus says God, or thus says Jehovah, or thus say I. Truth expounded shall never die. The discrepancy from truth is short-lived. Improve yourself, O man. Be sincere in yourself and in all you do. And when you have attained this, your word shall be with power. Your word shall be with power. Remember your Creator and seek to discover him in the best perfections, remembering that darkness does not know him. So much for the dark side. Darkness does not know him, but light proclaims him forever. For on the foundation of an all person and believing in him lie the beginning and the way of everlasting resurrection. Without him, none have risen. Well, Creator, ain't nobody going nowhere. These are the words and discipline. These are the words and discipline. Your God shapes the thoughts of millions in this direction. Y'all heard this? These are the words and discipline. Your God shapes the thoughts of millions in this direction. 2 words and discipline. The 2 words and discipline are the authority vested in me, your elder brother, by Yahweh, Creator, ruler, and dispenser, worlds without end. Oh, man. Oh, wait, boy. That's the whole book of discipline right there, family. That's the whole book of discipline. Man, amazing space trip today, y'all. Every time I read that, I get high. I be high. Like, wow, that's deep right there. All right, straight out the book of discipline. Y'all run that back, dive deep into it, read it. If you're anything like me, read a little bit of it, step away, meditate on it. Like, whoa, that was high knowledge right there. But yet so simple, easy to understand. Right? Easy to understand. Creator is undefeated. That's right. Creator is undefeated. All right? Dealing with that highlight over here, y'all. All right. And we ain't heard nothing evil yet. Huh? Give me a 1 up in the chat. If you haven't heard anything evil today come out of OWASP. Give me a 2 in the chat if you heard something evil. I ain't talking about anything you disagree with. I'm talking about evil. And if you say, okay, yeah, I heard something evil, please post it. All right. All praise, glory, and honor to the Creator, the ever-present Creator, the all in all. Always was, is, and never shall be. The great I am that I am, the great Spirit, the mighty Yahweh. All right, when we talk about the great Spirit, we ain't talking about a man sitting somewhere. We talking about the ever-present Creator. I don't know what these cats gonna do claiming what we reading is evil. And every time we open up the book, we don't get nothing evil out of it. We don't get nothing evil out of it. Right? We even heard today, what we learned today? We learned today that those working for their own salvation ain't inspired by the Creator. That means all of us are supposed to work for everyone else's salvation. And we learn not to talk about the shortcomings of our neighbors, but talk about what they're doing good at. For this is the quickest methodology in raising them higher. Right? We get this is a guidebook, right? And it's showing you how to proactively, you understand, raise your spirit grade and those around you. Right? And how to converse with a spirit when it comes to you. Right? Now you learned today that you converse with them just like you be talking to a cat on the streets. What's up? What it do? What up, though? What you got for me? Straightforward, just like you do some cat on the streets. Or if it was a temptation that you lie, hell no. Hell no, I'm not finna do that. Bye. Get out my face. Your breath stink. Need peppermint. Not my face with all that. No. See? So over this way, you're learning how to be practical. All right? Nothing evil about that. Nothing evil. Nothing at all. You know what I mean? And you got the liberty to do what you want, as long as you ain't bringing harm to nobody else. You got the liberty to do whatever you want. It bring you joy, it bring you happiness. You ain't bringing harm to nobody. I ain't promotes life and not bondage. Do what you want. Just know whoever you harm, you got to heal, Jack. All right? The will of your Creator is not for man to be led forever. Eventually, you're going to have to take control of the steering wheels and navigate yourself. You see? But that's what it is. I'm glad y'all got some understanding. Today. It's all praises to the ever-present Creator, the all in all, the always was, is, and never shall be. Any of y'all got any questions? Go ahead and shoot them. If not, I'm going to slide on out and enjoy the rest. Try to enjoy the rest of what I got for the day. The OWASP PDF, the OWASPstandardedition.com. That actually has more pages than the physical book. I would get the book too if I was you. That's an excellent question, sis. Put that on the screen. Brielle Maccabee, quick question: is the OWASP PDF the same read as the book, or would it be the best just to order the book? The OWASP that's on the actual site, OWASPstandardedition.com, is longer. It's like 1,500 pages. The blue book is like 800 pages. So I would get both. Get the OWASP Standard Edition, or you can, matter of fact, you can get the OWASP Standard Edition PDF and order a physical book right off that website. That'll have 1,500 pages in it. You feel me? OWASP Standard Edition, and you can order your physical copy off there too. Standard Edition. Yeah, order the Standard Edition off the website, but you also can get your PDF off that site too. All right. I salute you on your journey, my sister. I salute you on the journey. Okay, KLP, post that. Post the 7th era version or whatever. Post that for the system. I mean, unless you talking about that's the one I just posted for a WASP standard. Shalom to all, sis. That's all right. Nothing but love. Love and light. Love and light to you all. Read that. 2 years ago, I had a first edition. Okay. Yeah, YHWH's is a beautiful, beautiful read, man. And the more I read it, the more I know that these spirits are in darkness. These spirits are in darkness that come against us because it ain't nothing but love and light. So what is you mad about? You must be in darkness. You know what I mean? You must be in darkness. What are you mad about? Should nobody be mad? We talking about creator. Everybody should be like, yeah, salute big dog. Yeah, creator. Shit. It shouldn't be nothing like that even alludes to some type of body being angry and all that. It shouldn't even be that. You know what I mean? But it is. And why is that? That's my thing. What are you foaming at the mouth about? What are you angry about? If anything, things are being cleared up. Clarity is being offered. Like, yeah, you know what you always felt. You know how you kind of felt that was off right there. Well, here's the proof it was. You know what I mean? You did. So yeah. I don't see any questions up in the chat. I'm about to get up out of here right on for the space trip for y'all riding with your brother on this space trip. Oh, yeah. You did say, I did tell y'all to remind me of something. Hold on. Let me show y'all this. I'm glad you caught that. Glad you caught that. Bang. All right, look. Let me show y'all this. All right. Man, crazy as a mug. Yeah. Watch this. Percent. My bad. Share screen. Bang. All right, now this right here is Exodus 20. This is Exodus 20, verse 2, Masoretic text. If you know how to read these letters right here, again, all this is read from right to left. Okay? All right? Now, let me zoom in even more so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. If any brothers know how to read this script, they know good and well what I'm about to say. I'm not lying. Okay? Now, you see up here, you got this click, show vowel points. You also click off that and it won't show the vowel points. Okay? Now, this right here, God is announcing himself. About to get the 10 commandments. Okay? This first word, that's the second word, that's the third word. Okay? Now, this first word right here is an aleph, a nun, a kaf, and a yod. All right? When you put the vowel points on it, it says I know key. And the reason you can get that is because of this T down here underneath this aleph, this dot above this nun, and this dot beneath this kaf right here. That's where you get I know key. Okay? But if you simply remove this T and all this down here, okay, and put a dot right there, and then put 2 dots underneath the nun, guess what this is? Guess what this is? This says Enki Yahweh Eloheka. God has announced himself as Enki Yahweh, your gods. I say good night, boy. Damn, it dropped it. When I first looked at that and seen that, like, dang, that you can get Enki out of that. Right? All you got to do is just put dots. Just arrange the dots and the T's around this first word. And instead of Anoki, it's going to say Enki. What are the odds that a so-called Sumerian Anunnaki god, Enki, is in the Torah? What are the odds, man? What are the odds? You can get Enki out of that first word. It's already pronounced Anoki. Anoki. Huh? Move the vowel points around and you can get Enki. You ain't even got to move the letters around. All you got to do is move the dots around, and that says Enki Yahweh Eloheka. I am Enki Yahweh, your gods that brought you out of the house of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What are the odds? And any Negro that know how to read this, know I ain't lying. Remove this right here on this first word. HANOKI. All you have to do is take this T in this line out, put a dot underneath this Aleph. All right, take this dot from above this noon, bring it down here, and add one more dot beneath it, and that says Enki, brother and sisters. Enki, Yahweh, Eloheka. In English, Enki, I am Enki, Yahweh, your God that brought you out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Ball game. Ball game. Ball game. Ain't nigga know how to read that. No, I ain't playing. I left noon, Kaf, Yod. It already says Anoki. Anoki, Yahweh. When all you gotta do is move them vowels around, not even the letters. The vowels, and that sucker say Enki, Yahweh, Eloheka. Enki. Just what happened. Enki is one of those Sumerian gods or one of those Anunnaki. What are the odds then, though? That Yahweh announces himself in the same, and Enki is right there. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know somebody gonna be talking crazy. And again, call me on it. Any claim they read the language. No, I'm not lying. All you have to do is move the vowels around, not even the letters. The letters stay in the same exact. That's like me writing. That's like me writing car, C-A-R, and then car again, C-A-R, but I pronounce one car and the other one ka. It's still the same word. You just pronouncing it different. It's still the same word. And everywhere else, I am is used, is a higher. So it's not a Noki. So why is Enki right here when Yahweh is about to announce the 10 Commandments? So anybody that know how to read that, know I'm not lying. And if I am, call me on it. I'm saying right now, if you move the vowels around, not the letters, in Exodus 20:2 for Anoki, you can get Enki. All you gotta do is move the vowels around. And I'm saying, what is that? How is that a coincidence? The video we just showed about the Anunnaki and how they got into it dealing with the biblical gods. One of the Anunnaki gods is Enki and Enlil, correct? So when we go into the Torah and read, what are the odds that Enki is in the Torah with Yahweh, announcing himself? Same way you spell it. All you got to do is move the vowels around. You can't make this up. How is Enki in your Torah? And again, if I'm lying, nigga, don't have the nuts of a squirrel. Call me on it then. Everybody know that read the language, know you can get Enki out of that. Yeah, it already say Anoki. It already say Anoki. You heard Enki already. It already says Anoki. So how did he get there? That's right, Sister Deshawn. How did it get there then? And everywhere else you write I am, it's a whole different word. Enki Yahweh Eloheka. That's what it says. Enki Yahweh, your gods. Oh my. And if anybody think I'm lying, all they got to do is look, their fingers ain't broke. Oh, call me on it. We can get right on. Look, we can get right on the live, pull this sucker all the way up. Have somebody speak the language on there, and I will put the proper vowel points up underneath that and say, brother, please pronounce that. I won't move a letter. I'll just move the vowels out the way and replace them and say, brother, please tell me how we pronounce that. And guess what he's gonna say? Enki. Enki. Just what happened. Enki is the name of one of those gods, Sumerian gods, the Anunnaki. We had a brother named Enlil. So we all know that the Hebrew culture is an amalgamated culture, but what Israelites don't want to rap about is your God amalgamated. It's your God amalgamated. You think it's a coinky thing? We got Uncle Ball all over the scriptures. This nigga named Israelites naming their children after Ball. Israelites naming their towns after Ball. And to this day, Israelites still worship Ball because the prophecy in Hosea, the 2nd chapter, has not come to pass. So they still in violation of worshiping Ball. Now we got Enki. In your Torah. And whoever don't like it and think I'm lying, call me on it then. Call me on it. We can do this live. Look, me and you do it live. We're going to pull up Exodus 20 and 2 on the screen. And I'm going to rearrange the dots around it. And I'm going to ask a professional that speaks the language, how do you pronounce that? And guess what they going to say? Enki. Bag drop. Ball game. That just is what it is. But all praises, glory, Uncle Enki out here playing with me. Man, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, man. But, man, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Much love and light. You dig? Right on for coming on this space trip with your brother, Malachi Maccabee, your brother and nothing else. You dig? Love growing with you brothers and sisters, handling business, getting it done, growing in spirit. Right on for y'all prayers, right on for y'all support. But I'm out of here. I'm gonna sit on back and relax a little taste. Right on for tapping in, Creative Gang in the building. You bring them, we raise them. Y'all go over to Creative Gang TV, like, subscribe, and share. I'm simultaneously broadcasting from there right now. You know what I mean? Y'all go over there, man. Tap in with the brothers and sisters. We about to start putting a lot of content up right there on Creative Gang. You know what I mean? About to upload all our debates, all of it. All right, we move out as an organic body of faithish. You did. We mob deep. So until the next time, love all y'all indeed in truth, under y'all business, and I'll see you sooner than later. Bless up, clip up, create a gang. You bring them, we raise them. All praises to the ever-present Creator, the all in all, the always was, is, and ever shall be, the mighty I am, the great Yahweh. Shalom.